PUBG Mobile version 2.7 will be available soon. Let's take a look at all the new content. The long-awaited Dragon Ball Super collaboration is officially here. We'll be bringing you 2 new game modes for this collaboration: Dragon Ball Super themed mode and Battle Royale Dragon Ball Super. Dragon Ball Super themed mode will be available in Erangel, Livic, and Sanhok. In this mode, we've incorporated Dragon Ball elements into the classic Battle Royale gameplay. All players will embark on a journey to find the Dragon Balls to summon Shenron. Collect the Dragon Balls scattered throughout the map. The team that gathers all 7 will be able to summon Shenron at the Shenron altar and make a wish to obtain powerful buffs. Maybe if you're super lucky, you'll get 3 wishes at once. During the journey of collecting the Dragon Balls, players will obtain a type of energy called Ki during the game. Players can use Ki to unleash famous Dragon Ball moves. Players can obtain the Kamehameha by picking it up. It equips to the pistol slot. After charging, it will release a continuous high-damage beam. Fukujutsu is another skill that can be picked up during a match. Players can use this skill to fly freely in the air and make quick tactical maneuvers. The Senzu Bean is a new recovery item that is incredibly effective. The Dragon Radar can display the location of Dragon Balls that haven't already been claimed by other players. It can help you collect the Dragon Balls more quickly. The Air Car can carry up to 3 players. It's easy to put away and has better performance than regular vehicles. Tenkaichi Budokai, Kame House, Korin Tower, Dragon Ball Village. These are some famous landmarks that will appear in the game. Call your friends and explore with them now. The collaboration this time even has a hidden challenge, named Dragon Ball Trial. Win consecutively in the themed mode for a chance to take on the challenge. After accepting the missions, the team has to follow the instructions and gather 7 Dragon Balls. During the process, your team's location will be exposed to other players. All players will be drawn into battle for the Dragon Balls. To win the game, the trial team must successfully secure the Dragon Balls, defend the altar, and then summon Shenron. Are you ready for the challenge? In this standalone mode, named Battle Royale Dragon Ball Super, players can roleplay as iconic Dragon Ball characters. Use powerful, unique moves in a brand new anime-style map, and become the ultimate victor. There are 5 Dragon Ball characters in this mode. They are Son Goku, Vegeta, Ultimate Gohan, Piccolo, and Frieza. Select your favorite fighter. Master their skills to suppress your enemies and achieve victory in intense battles. In the new version, the new Ace 32 firearm will be made available on all maps. It uses 7.62mm ammo and has 6 attachment slots. What are you waiting for? Go try it out now. Furthermore, this update also includes a firearm attribute tag display. Newer players can go to their backpack to look at the tags of a firearm they've picked up to quickly grasp its characteristics. The new Cycle 5 Season 13 begins on July 18th. Be sure to stay tuned for the new season rewards. That's a wrap for the main new content of the upcoming version. For more information, be sure to follow our official PUBG Mobile community. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. See you next time.
Royale Dragon Ball Super is now available in PUBG Mobile. In this new gameplay, you can do battle while playing as Dragon Ball characters. Let's get to know them and their skills. Son Goku's standard attack is a barrage of Kidan. Its damage output is reliable with an average rate of fire. It's crucial to find the right time to attack. In order to make this a bit easier, Son Goku's charged attack is a continuous Ki Blast, which can be charged up and fired to attack enemies. At the same time, Son Goku has a special movement skill, but this is great for mounting a surprise attack or to escape a dangerous situation. It can be stockpiled 3 times, allowing it to be used in quick succession. Get to know these moves and you'll be one step closer to victory. Similar to Goku, Vegeta's standard attack is also a barrage of Kidan. It has a faster rate of fire, but the Kidan travel a bit slower. It takes a bit of prediction to accurately hit enemies. However, Vegeta's charged attack fires a bunch of Kidan, which deals small area damage to the target. Vegeta charges up with energy when he hits enemies. Once fully charged, Vegeta can release all the stored energy at once to deal massive damage to an enemy. If you wish to fight at close range, then you have to try Ultimate Gohan. Ultimate Gohan's standard attack is a rapid flurry of Kidan that can deal a ton of damage while up close in a short period of time. When you're surrounded, Ultimate Gohan can use his charged attack, which is a powerful single Kidan. It needs to be charged up first, but it will deal a lot of damage to anyone caught in the crosshairs. It can decisively end a battle during pivotal moments. At the same time, Ultimate Gohan also has a special skill that generates a protective barrier around himself. The barrier can block 500 damage and protects from all incoming projectiles while in effect. When the barrier takes enough damage or the time runs out, it will dissipate on its own. Piccolo's standard attack deals high sustained damage. Its damage even increases the more it hits in a row, which will really test your aim. Furthermore, Piccolo's charged attack can snipe enemies from a distance. He can zoom in for this powerful single-shot attack, leaving enemies with no place to hide. Even if you miss, it's no big deal. Piccolo's special skill is a powerful dash that can be used to close in on enemies, even those in the air. Another close-range fighter that's worth trying out is Frieza. His standard attack is an elongated Kidan that's easy to hit enemies with. Use his charged attack to throw a huge spherical Kidan. Positioning and timing are key. Frieza also has a special skill for controlling the battleground. Select a location and he will leap into the air. Then after a brief pause, smash at the location. It damages anyone that's hit and sends them flying. So that's a quick rundown on all the characters' moves. Come join the intense battle with Dragon Ball characters.
Centralized circle, a standard circle covering the most amount of land. Teams, they don't really
have to move quite a lot. They won't need to move out of their comfort spot unless...
Get ready, South Asia.
Hello and welcome everyone to PMPL SA Fall Season 2023. I'm your host Anna and with me on desk is Fritz. We're gonna be walking right into the second week of league stages. How are you feeling, Fritz?
Hey, super excited. I mean, week number 1 went as we expected. We expected a 4 MB domination. It just went their way. Quite a few teams were there who a lot of people were supporting, but they were not able to get into top 12, not be able to play the bonus game. But we hope so they do show a better performance. All the chances are going to be very less. But yeah, again, I'd say 4 MB, Stalwart Esports. This time around, I'd say Stalwart Esports has a better chance. Because last time they played with a lot of players. I think 6 players is what they have. And they've been shuffling around them quite a bit. On the final day, they got their playing 4. It seemed like and they were just able to get so many points. And were back on the second position after being down towards 7th or 8th position overall. So that was a great recovery. I'd say one of these weeks, just let all of your guys play it out and hopefully get the best possible result.
Well, we'll definitely see that happen. But before that, let's take a look at how the tournament is going on. We have already crossed over to League Stage Week 2. Week 1 has already been done with. And yes, as Fritz already mentioned, it was completely 4 MB dominated week. We have one more week after the second for going into League Stage, and then on 18th, 19th and 20th of August, we will be seeing the grand finales.
Ooh, grand final. That's what this entire race is all about. So yeah, well, I'm excited to see how does this particular game go. And if we talk about the grand finals on 18th, 19th and 20th, so these 3 days will probably have 5 games each and 15 matches overall, and then we'll crown the champion of PMPL SA 23. That'll be an interesting match. That'll be an interesting day, I'd say. And yeah, let's see how the remaining matches go overall.
Yeah, we'll definitely find that out. And again, we do have quite a lot of teams, as you mentioned earlier, who have been trying to do great but
Hmm.
haven't yet acquired the exact position. But well, for them, we have a great motivator, and the motivator is gonna be the prize pool that we have for this tournament. That's 80,000 US dollars in total, and the first position gets you 9,500, which is a huge amount.
Oh, that for sure is a big amount. Now, also for the MVP, there's a prize of $1,000, which again for now 4MV is leading in the chart. Not just 4MV, I'd say the entire team of 4MV is there in the chart except for I'd say
Baron.
Baron. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's just not the one who's not in that particular chart, but anyone else can just entirely win that amount out. But there's also another fun segment in this entire tournament. It's also a TDM tournament where every day we see one TDM game, and that also has a prize pool of $1,000.
Exactly. The first place will be taking 700 and the second one will be taking $300 for themselves. Round 1 has been already done with. 4 teams got selected and moved on into round 2 where 3 teams each bracket were already waiting. From that, we've already had the first match between ASL and Stalwart Esports, from which Stalwart Esports has gone forward. Now, today we will be having the match between IHC Esports and V8 Illuminate. These two teams will have one contender going into round 3. And yeah, before our grand finals of PMPL as such, we will definitely be seeing the finals of TDM in the end of week 3 league stage. But well, the bonus points are going to be one crucial factor for teams that go into the finals. And so far it seems like even after not having a very good bonus game, 4MV maintained to have the best bonus points.
Yeah, I mean the final day did not matter as that much because we know that what they had 40 plus points lead coming into the final day, and
46,
even
yes.
even after that they were having games with 12, 16 points every now and then. So they knew that essentially the other teams won't be able to make it all the way up to them unless of course SKYLIGHTZ Gaming could have gotten 2 chicken dinners in that and then a chicken dinner in the bonus game. That's the only combination that would have led them to towards that first spot. So 4MV knew they had a weekday of the final day of the entire weekend, and on Sunday they did not play as good. But today I think we'll see again another refreshed 4MV who will be out for blood from the very first game.
Absolutely. There's quite a lot of contenders that were chasing the second spot, but now that everything is going to be reset to the beginning, we
Uh-huh.
will be seeing a lot of teams trying to go ahead and acquire the first spot as well. And I feel like it's not going to be as easy for 4MV going forward, but I still feel like this week again is going to be a 4MV domination that we will be able to witness. But yeah, the points definitely are going to be, as we've already told, first place gets 10, and then a descending order from 6 to 2 for second position to 8, and then nothing for after that. But yeah, there is a group shuffling.
Yeah.
There is a group shuffling, Fritz.
Hey, you see it's basically I think on the basis of how the teams played. So 4MV and SKYLIGHTZ have been placed in different groups, followed by Mabetex, Stalwart, and Seal, in entirely different groups A, B, C, D, E, and E. And yes, I mean this usually will happen in the third week too. So not the biggest possible thing to witness over here, but it'll be interesting to see how this particular week goes. Now we know that 4MV is in Group A and SKYLIGHTZ in Group B. So we'll have that rough idea. I'll also like to see Stalwarts in Group D. So basically, these are the top 3 teams for the entire week that we saw. So they will be the ones who will be on my cards over here. Oh, never mind, it's Mabetex. Okay, so that's how the groups were distributed. And let's see. I mean, overall ranking till now, 4MV out on top. SKYLIGHTZ still trailing by 25 points. Oh, 35.
Exactly. And yup, it's a 35-point difference that they have to cover up, and out of that 31 are from eliminations. There's literally only 4-point difference when it comes to placements. But yeah, I do see how the groups have been divided, to be very honest. It's like from 1 to 5 it goes A to E, and then E to A going like backwards from 6 to
Mm-hmm.
10, and like so on and so forth. But
Yep.
yeah, definitely gonna be a hard run for the teams. I am hoping, really hoping that Stronger Fake Love becomes consistent. They are the team with the highest number of chicken dinners and still could not make it into the bonus game, and that has been something that's been very disappointing and disheartening at the same time. So I do hope that they should become slightly consistent. If consistency is one thing that they are able to check off on their boxes, they'll be a good team to go forward with. I am still not gonna put much money on the teams all the way from 12 to 20. Did see slight glimpse of hope in the side of Vion Illuminate, but then again still not as much yet for me to go ahead and take their name in some of the top contenders for the victory.
Yeah, now that's something we'll have to take into consideration. All these teams from 30 to 20th, they played one less game because obviously they were not able to qualify for the bonus game. So they will have to make sure, I'd say, that at least this time around they're able to get into the game, maybe get some more points to their name overall and play a little bit better. That's what I want. So let's see, hoping for the best possible result over here. Top 16 is the journey that all these teams have to make, because if they do not come in top 16, they'll once again be eliminated completely of the grand finals. So yeah, keep into mind all these small little things. You should be fine for the entire week.
Absolutely. I'm having high hopes from Stalwart and 4MV. I'm still not counting NBeSports out, even though they had a couple of bad days. I feel like consistency is something that they can really capitalize on now that the whole week is reset. And I'm also going to count in Mabetex Esports this time, because this team has suddenly started showing up to the occasion, and I feel like they will be able to continue with the momentum. But other than that, I'm not having great expectations from the rest of the teams just yet. Hopefully, someone like Raw Officials, someone like T2K, SKYLIGHTZ Gaming, and even King of Spades will be able to surprise me slightly, because that's something I'm looking forward to.
Okay.
But still not something that I'm completely putting my money on yet. However, now that the teams have had a gap day to go ahead and refresh themselves and prepare for a whole new start, do you feel like there's going to be some specific team that you feel would be able to acquire the first spot other than 4MV?
Stalwart. It's either Stalwart or
Alrighty.
4MV. I mean, we can say that NBeSports, Mabetex, they've also shown some good performance. I say SKYLIGHTZ has also shown good performance overall. But then again, it came way too late in the week. And one team that was consistently performing was Stalwart Esports. They, for some reason, did some roster changes. Maybe they wanted to include the remaining two players, give them some game time, just prepare them for the upcoming stages. That could be the only reason because of which they were not able to perform in the most optimal way. But hey, if someone can beat 4MV, I'd say it's Stalwart Esports.
I get it. I get the feeling, because I have been feeling that way for a really long time as well. And I feel like this week the start might favor Stalwart Esports over 4MV, because 4MV is going to be sitting out the Erangel map, as we saw on the schedule. 4MV has shifted all the way to Group A, and Group A is sitting out the last match, which is going to be on Erangel. And that might give a good opportunity for Stalwart to actually go ahead and capitalize on the situation, considering that Erangel is one of the maps where you can actually depend on your strategies without really worrying about some unexpected surprises to pop up out of nowhere as frequently as they do on Miramar or Sanhok. So I guess Stalwart will definitely have a great chance to establish the domination today. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to how the Sanhok goes today, because now that the groups have been shuffled, I'm interested. I'm very interested on seeing how that goes, because surprise element just increases to a whole new level when you have different shuffled teams coming back together on the same map.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, these new groups are interesting, to say the least. Now, it won't matter a lot, because anyways, all these teams are going to play the exact same number of Erangel, Miramars, and Sanhoks. So that won't matter. It's only the momentum that will get in their way. Now, 4MV not playing the first game, that is usually a team I see very strong on the map of Erangel, and them not having the first. Sorry?
Last game. They won't be playing the last game.
Oh, okay. So one of these Erangels, right?
Yeah, it is the Erangel, yes.
So basically, they will be sitting out on one of these Erangels. So I mean, they usually like to play this map a lot more. They would have loved to end the day with a bang. Won't be the case, although they'll be playing the first Erangel. So that's. So yeah, overall, let's see 4MV, how do they perform today. Stalwart Esports, again, another team that we'll have to keep our eyes on. NBeSports, Mabetex Esports, SKYLIGHTZ Gaming, all these teams which are able to make a run back in the last 2 days. I'd say we got that first 2 days gameplay, and I did not see SKYLIGHTZ coming out on top anyway. They were 6th, 7th overall position after the first 2 days. But suddenly, after that break, they found something new among themselves, and they were easily able to just come out on top and be on that second spot.
That's true, but we'll find out if they're able to continue that, because this time I'm definitely gonna be hooking on to 4MB again, because the way they have
Okay.
performed makes me feel like their consistency definitely puts them in a momentum space
Uh-huh.
where they're able to capture all they want without really having to worry about anything. And there's one thing that I like about the team on personal level as well, which is they are not scared of anything at all. You leave just two players, you leave a solo player surviving anything at all, they just walk in, take the fights, put it in a situation where they're still managing to go into top positions with one single player. I mean, that's
Uh-huh.
amazing the way it happens. However, yes, as you said, Stalwart is one of the betting points. But yeah, let us put the predictions up there. Do you wanna? Like, I feel like
Okay.
this week will be closed again by 4MP.
Yeah, you always go for the safer place. That's what I've
It's
seen.
not safe.
Just
It's just
say.
it's a likable
No,
team.
that's what safe means. You don't want to get out of your comfort zone and take a new team's
I
in.
went out of comfort zone once,
Huh? And then you
absolutely,
got
and I
right.
won the prediction, by the way.
Exactly, exactly. So why not? So why not? Go for DRS again. Go for DRS again if you think that they'll
Look,
be out
I
on top.
went for DRS when I thought they could win, and nobody
So you're
nobody
saying
agreed to me. That day,
so
even the votes did not go for DRS,
so
and they won. So, like,
so basically you're saying that DRS cannot win the week. That's what you're saying.
I'm not saying that. I'm
Nah,
saying they won't be
then
at the top of the leaderboard at the end of this week.
that's exactly what you're saying. Now they're not there on top after this week. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, at the end of this week,
Guys,
I don't think DRS is gonna be on the top.
her social will be down in the description very very soon. You can all go and shower your love towards, because I'm going to predict DRS for the week.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm going to predict
if you
DRS.
have something sad to say to me because of not picking DRS, I'm
Obviously, I
happy
will.
to hear that. Do send me your messages, but after following me, I'm cool
Okay.
with that.
Okay,
Bring
yeah,
it in.
that's also one of the ways. But yeah, let's see if DRS is able to just take in all this and maybe show us a good performance over here. But let's jump into the very first game, the map of Erangel. So once again, the plane path seems to be in the favor of 4MV. Dropping into military base is not going to be a problem.
Yes, exactly. I mean, even the plane path agrees it is gonna be 4MB. I've still not gotten more picked though, by the way. So I'ma hold on for that. But in the meanwhile, this particular game is gonna be one fun one to walk into, and I'm pretty excited to see how this ends up. As of now, we can already see 4MB players dropping down right onto military base and making the best of it.
Yeah, that's true. Now, if you talk about my prediction, I will go with two teams because I'm a little bit confused. I say Stalwart Esports. 90% of the case they will be the victors in this game, but there's a 10% chance that DRS might come out on top. So yeah, those are my two predictions for this entire week. I would love to see both these teams play. But then again, the Southern Pain Path, all these teams will have to make sure that they drop in their secondary drop locations, it seems like. Because Zarki, Georgia Pole City, these are the areas. If you still want to go, you'll have to take a vehicle. And come on, that's not the best possible thing to do. But yeah, even a better playing path for the side of team. Stalwart Esports dropping into Novo
Wait,
Repnoi, no drop problems whatsoever. But Leo, that's an interesting drop outside of military
exactly.
base.
That's what even I was looking at. I was like, wait a second, Leo dropped here for what reason? For what joy? Well, as of now, in the first circle, 4MB is not going to have to worry much. Stalwart, however, will have to walk into the circle and cross 4MB most probably, unless they choose the Novorapna bridge and go all the way from Milta and Farm. But Leo, yeah. So this is very clever of Leo, but it did not, like, the circle did not support it. Leo planned on taking the vehicles and running away with those. Did not stay in the area for long,
Mhm.
just made sure that all the military based vehicles were taken away early on itself, so that 4MB would suffer slightly, but then the circle literally just shadowed 4MB without any excuses there. So they don't really need the vehicles right now, considering they're so close to the circle, they can literally walk to it. Actually, crawl to it, to be honest. But yeah,
For now
as
though.
of now, it's
Mhm.
yeah.
STFL, if we talk about them, they are in this early battle, and No Fear somehow is able to just make a very cheeky angle in that battle and deliver some harmful shots onto Dobu. He's out of the game. We were talking about the three chickens that STFL had, but still were not able to make it out. I think this week, or at least this particular game, has something in common, and STFL have already lost a player early on. Hmm. Let's see though. I mean, SKYLIGHTZ, they've got that first blood for themselves, but then they decide to disengage. So it's a good choice. You got already 1 point on the board. You've already started off strong in this particular game of Erangel. It is better to fall back. Yasna in itself is such a big city that it can sustain up to 2 teams very easily. So both these teams could have looted very early on, could have decided not to take the drop clash, and still would have left the city with the best possible loot, is what I feel. But STFL, they wanted to take that early fight, and SKYLIGHTZ Gaming will easily jump in, hop in, get those frags to their name, and just keep on going with the positive mentality that they have.
Well, the mentality is definitely gonna hinder quite a lot of things because going ahead, there has been very one-sided domination for quite a few teams, and a lot of teams are still struggling to find their footing just yet. So let's see if they're gonna be able to walk out of all of it, break out of their bubbles, and actually perform the way that they need to, and instead of performing the way that they are right now because of the pressure that they're in. Let's see how that turns out. As of now, yes, Naya is definitely gonna be taken on by Stronger Fake Love and SKYLIGHTZ Gaming, two teams that are very far away on the spectrum as of now, considering their performances, but do show promise. Both of them do show promise.
Yeah, and now see, let's see. I mean, STFL, they've lost a player early on. How do they want to play this entire game out? Talking about HVDC, no problem whatsoever. In this city of Pochinki, they usually find it empty. So in the entire past week, there hasn't been a lot of problems for the side of for the players of Team HVDC. So they're just good. They're just enjoying their free loot in Pochinki for a very long period of time. They even get the vehicles that they need. The game conversion is something that they have to work on. Probably week number 2 seems to be a little bit better than the previous week. But yeah, let's see. Time is the only thing that'll let us know the answer about that particular question.
Well, that's definitely a question that will be answered with time, but in the meanwhile, there is definitely a team that I feel had a great shot at actually making it big in the last week, but then ended up not doing so, and that is Leo Esports. So, even in this week, for some reason, actually, for a very obvious reason which is the way their group looks, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pin on them just yet, lean on them just yet, because they have Stalwart Esports, Stronger Fake Love, and Mabetex Esports in their group. That's not a very good group to be in if you want to have victories to your favor. In that matter, I actually feel like HVDC might have a better chance at securing victories, considering they have JMEX, NBeSports, and IHC Esports in their group, and probably same can be said for Raw officials as well. But yeah, I don't feel so optimistic about Leo just yet. But let's see if they're going to be able to. So far, in this particular game, in this particular circle, they do have a great positioning. Nobody is getting in their way just yet. And they are close together, not very far away. Will be able to support each other. And once the circle starts shrinking in, I think they will be moving closer together as well.
Hmm. 4MV and Stalwart, though, they came into an early action over here with Stalwart Esports' action. Try to sneakily maybe move towards the military base bridge. But as soon as they see that the players of 4MV are still sticking around, they might just want to rotate out of here. They just might want to use that Novorepanoi bridge, run away from that particular spot, and probably try to get inside the zone as soon as possible. Or is it not? Because I see somewhere near the shores of this river. He takes some shots, does not connect any of it, and just instantly decides to escape from this position.
Hmm. Well, you can escape for now, but not for long, because eventually there is going to be a duel that is going to push 4MV and Solid Esports closer together to actually
Oh,
interfere into the fight. But in the meanwhile, Solid already taking the first step. East is knocked down and he is getting some support, but that support won't be enough just yet. There's a little bit of relocation that East has to do. And in the meanwhile, Doc is under target of three different people from the side of Solid Esports, being chased like it was Tokyo Drift.
and look at this action has also created a different angle into this battle. So now all these duels have to be taken down. Tops also stopped, wants to take this fight. The AK spray, yeah, well, that's not connecting anytime soon because that's not the weapon that you'd want to have. And Doc will survive for now. 4MB, they've also gotten their player back up and are just looking to escape from this position. But Doc has been pinned down because his vehicle has been punctured. And Action wants to get in, get that frag, and maybe relieve the players of team 4MB of one player, and that's exactly what happened. They chase him down. 4MB cannot do much about it.
I think they will. I think they will come back with a retaliation, and that's exactly what's happening. A chase down has been top side of Forest, but it's not turning in their favor just yet. Finally, they're able to take Action down in a spot where he has no recovery option. While the traded member from the side of 4MV will be able to come back onto feet before Tops gets his way back into the fight. Now this has become a very crucial one and non-rewarding one for both the teams, to be very honest. And both our bets get taken away out of the table in no time at all. Like, both these teams have faced losses that they did not really want in this early beginning of the game.
Action stood a little bit too much in his position. I mean, as soon as he confirms, he just gets into the buggy and runs back and does not go for looting his opponent's crate. Well, obviously 4MV will come back to retaliate. Although now they are facing elimination 4MV. Apex is the only one standing, whereas Stalwart have all their 3 players surviving. IC Nirza and Tops. Let's see, they know where this guy is because of the shiny colored UAZ that he had. And Apex is just stuck in a very difficult spot now. So survival for 4MV looks next to impossible.
That's true, and it's not going to be a great start for this team considering they have already played their first game and not acquired anything but one single defeat point to their names, and that too by Apex. Now Apex surviving definitely gives hope. He has generally been the pioneer for the team that survives till the end and is able to secure placement points for the team, but I don't think it's going to be the same case this time. He is going for a longer rotation, is trying to not fight the blue just yet, knows it's the second stage isn't going to be as damaging, so definitely he's trying to move away. But then here's the problem: he does not have enough medicinal supplies to be able to recover his HP as much, so he will not be able to take as long a rotation to be able to evade Stalwart Esports completely. And eventually Stalwart will catch up to him again, and this is one of the teams that definitely wants to take 4MV off the charts as soon as possible and might be seen doing the exact same thing. With the circle shifted all the way towards the west, I feel like the teams are going to be marching in soon enough. But the position right now seems great for IHC, T2K, and Leo Esports. But all three are going to be in a duel soon enough, Fritz.
Yeah, I mean, NBeSports right now, they were under fire against the players of team JMEX, and then the third party was also there. So it was essentially a Mexican standoff between these 3 teams. Now, they all of them have just made a good decision to just get away from this position. But on some other part of the map, IAWO, they are also firing shots upon the players of Stalwart Esports, and they have been reduced to just 2.
Exactly. Even though 4MB hasn't been able to survive as much, but the team that was bothering them so much has been taken down as well. And soon enough, we'll be seeing Stalwart Esports and 4MB both struggling on the verge of extinction. In the meanwhile, though, Mabetex Esports is doing good for themselves. They have the most number of frags on the board, alongside the number of people alive. Because yes, Stalwart has four frags, but they do not have enough men standing. In the meanwhile, though, Mabetex has all 4 on the ground, 1 on the knees though, but will be picked back up onto feet soon enough.
HVDC, one of the players is down, so SKYLIGHTZ will try to make the most of their opportunity, although they have also just got one of the players back up and running. But let's see, HVDC rogue for now, hoping to find anyone that he could, but they'll also try to reset, man. It's 400-meter run that you'll have to make to get inside the zone, and the same can be said for SKYLIGHTZ Gaming. But Ryuk, he falls. SKYLIGHTZ Gaming, they want to force the issue for some reason. There are nades being thrown in by Sanchir, who is trying to just counter the players of Team SKYLIGHTZ Gaming. But will they make enough impact is the biggest question. No Fear is down to very little HP. But Sanchir, now playing in his opponent's smoke, wants to just survive for a very long period of time. But SKYLIGHTZ, they just want to run him over. No Fear, spotted, taken care of. That's the reason we were saying that let's not take this fight this at this point of time, because SKYLIGHTZ will be the ones who will not be favored overall.
Well, as of now, stronger FAKELOVE will be taken out of the fight, and even right now, when we're all the way into third stage, the number of teams surviving is huge, but the number of players is not as great. Soon enough, a lot of teams will be facing the wrath of dismissal. Stalwart Esports, Bad Intentions, Mabetex Esports, Raw Officials. Big names are getting taken down. In the meanwhile, NBeSports does survive, but HVDC in a good enough position will be able to manage that fight for themselves. However, recovering the players is gonna be one big option for them, which they have to keep their eyes out for. In the meanwhile, though, I am seeing players from the side of Raw Officials still trying to make their way back into the circle, but it's not gonna be as easy. The blue is damaging them, and even if they are able to evade the blue once they enter in, it's gonna be a completely empty area, but it's one single player. So survival is not going to be as easy, considering once you have an idea of where there's least number of teams present, you try to relocate your team to that position to be a little safer. And there's a lot of teams we've seen that are trying to play safe on this one.
This is a very weird zone. Haven't seen this sort of a zone since a very long period of time. But hey, let's see. Interesting to see. For sure, it'll be fun. Now, Leo, this time around, they've got one of the players of JMEX down. Nobody is down on the ground. And Gyalze, now that's a risky play. That's a very risky play. And he just barely survives. Liquid not connecting the remainder of his DP shots. Otherwise, they really could have gotten 2 free frags over here, Leo.
Well, Leo with those frag numbers does need to capitalize though. We'll have to make sure that the frags convert into dismissal points, defeat points that can be added to their boards. In the meanwhile, though, take a look at the votes. There's a heavy voting coming in for the side of SKYLIGHTZ Gaming. Let's see if that's gonna turn out true, because as of now, it seems like it's gonna be slightly difficult, considering they have been eliminated for this particular game at least. But we'll find out if they're able to carry forward the flag for the next one.
Mm-hmm. DEADEYES, guys, though. No frags till now, but this is the very first time that we've seen so many early fights that have happened on Erangel. Only 36 players remain with 11 teams, and it's only stage number 4 that is still closing in. So a very quick match is what we saw over here, which at least I was not expecting. I thought that we'll again see the fight after the 4th zone closes and not this early on. But hey, count me in. Meanwhile, Malik, he gets one run over, but then gets run over himself. And that's another frag to the side of Team DEADEYES, guys. Shifu sir will be brought back up. But it is prediction time, Mahana. I mean, if I were to see the minimap and predict a team, I'd go DRS CMF. But no, that's something I wouldn't put my money on. I'd say IHC coming in from the eastern part of the map. IHC look, I think, have a very good spot. And this query zone just might help them get that chicken dinner they're looking for.
I'm going for Leo this time, even though I haven't seen the kind of commitment from their side as I expected earlier. But I'm still wanting to see Yetaota actually go ahead and capitalize on the kind of frag power that he carries with himself. And I think I'm already spotting some bullets coming in from his side onto NBeSports.
Oh, okay. Interesting prediction by both of us, because both these teams, I think, were not able to make the bonus game the previous time around.
Yeah.
And we're hoping that they'll be able to win this game. Hey, let's see. It'll be fun to see if they're able to do so or not. Leo for now struggling with the zone. One of these players, Yetauta, or maybe just trying to get some information. On the other part, IHC, they just get pushing up on Team HVDC. And even though the HP bars were a little bit of a concern for HVDC for a very long period of time, but now it seems like Alex is in a very tough spot. He wants to escape, wants to go towards a different compound and maybe bring Godless back up, and they will just be able to. Zeol just touches him over there and will get the revival. Demo, he is coming in from a different angle.
No.
Now it's a 4v4. Never mind, it's a 4v3. Because Alex, he just got blasted because of that nade. And same can be said for Godless. It's all down to Zeol and Demo to get in with some heroics. One of the frags is there. HVDC also lose too. What? IHC still surviving.
IHC still surviving, but not with enough numbers though. IHC is having just 2 players on board, and same can be said about HVDC as well. Both these teams right now looking like it's gonna be a hard one to fight off with, but Demo gets taken down from a very nice angle coming in, and now HVDC will be able to capitalize this fight. Dead Eyes guys out of nowhere helped out HVDC to secure the numbers and also the position. With 7 frags on board, HVDC survives, and your prediction is
It's
gone,
perfect.
and I think so is gonna be mine. On the verge of extinction, Leo has literally 1 player remaining with only 2 frag points. So I guess
As I said, guys, our social media handles are down in the chat section. So if you want us to take a team's name, hey, contact us. Maybe throw some love our way, and we might help your team win the entire game. But
exactly,
yeah,
we'll
we
take the
only
name
have
of
the
your
power.
biggest opponents.
Yeah, we only have the power of eliminating 2 teams. So choose carefully.
Yeah, be careful what you wish for.
But JMEX right now they're trying to third party the play of HVDC. The nades gets exchanged. Frag is not able to get that frag with a frag grenade, which is ironical, I'd say. But yeah, he is still trying. That's what matters. And HVDC, they're happy. They're happy with the position that they have, and they know that right now, unless Rogue falls, there's no way we lose this fight.
Well, funny thing, both the teams have a rogue. One with 8, one with O, but there's rogues. Anyways, HVDC so far ready with the nades, trying to launch it in. Not securing much yet, but in the meanwhile, a great news for the side of T2K. NBeSports losing players against them, and right now with a player advantage, T2K still into the fight. The player advantage gets nullified, and now it's a 1v1 between both these teams.
Oh, although look at this, Sanchir gets a knock with the nade. And now Orangey, his position is also known for Ryuk. So he knows the cover fire will be provided from that particular compound. But let's see how do they push in? They just push in like that. Rogue jumps out of his compound with a shotgun, blasts off frag bot, and JMEX, who we thought will be in a good position because they obviously came in for a third party, now seem like in a tough situation.
Exactly, JMEX right now losing players one after the other, while HVDC still survives with a great number, and so far seems to be the biggest contender to actually go ahead and participate into the final fight. 9 frag points to the name, and already making place in the top 7, which means placement points are definitely going to be rolling in their way. And against JMEX acquiring 1 more point, making JMEX literally lose with 1 single point to their name, I feel so. IAW, however, might be able to beat them to it and acquire a different position. But yeah, no, it is gonna be a completely different team. BITX that gets taken down on 7th. So now, yeah, both these teams do have opportunities for more than 2 points at least. But in the meanwhile, Leo gets taken down as well. No, Leo, what's happening? Okay, done for it. Yetauta out of the game.
At least a better position than what my team was. IHC was able to get 0 points.
True.
So that's a little bit unfortunate for IHC, but hey, it's okay. You'll maybe bounce back in the next game. DEADEYES guys though, somehow they're able to get all of their 4 players still surviving in the game and are looking
Alongside
strong.
HVDC.
Yeah, but I'd say DEADEYES guys, because they have a good position too inside the zone, they are even a little bit more stronger than HVDC.
I have greater confidence on HVDC fighting power right now because they have about 10 frag points to their name, or maybe 9. It's close enough. But yeah, I mean, that's a huge number to carry forward, and with that you get a lot of confidence going into the fights. And look at that, it gets converted to an even higher number, 11 to the name. That's huge. You can't deny the fact that a team has 11 frag points and the other team has like 4 or 5 frag points, and they're going to be fighting off against each other. You definitely would put your money on the one with higher points. And again, Ryuk survives in HVDC, even though that guy has mostly carried quite a lot of weight for the team. This time has no frags at all, and Aero has 6 to his name. I feel like in MVP we can definitely find Aero's name.
We'll have to see. We'll have to watch about that. 30 plus frags is what you need to get in that particular situation. So not going to be easy at all. But yeah, now HVDC. This is what I'd like to see: rotation. How do they rotate so that they just eliminate the threat of first of all getting third party if they want to take a fight, and if they're able to do so, well, that'll be a great thing to achieve. Now I do see Sanchit just try to maybe get the loot back up. Rogue as well try to Rogue is trying to scout out area, but the other players are just trying to reset. But DEADEYES guys, they sort of prepared a welcome party. And unless one of these players fall, I don't see a way for DEADEYES guys to lose this battle. Already a Rogue has been taken care of. And even though Sanchir from behind is trying to provide some cover fire, not even a single bullet connects. and HVDC lose a player.
Let's see. Precious with that frag point to the name and 3 in total. How far he's going to be able to carry Deadeyes. Guys, the numbers advantage will definitely help going forward. Ryuk is trying to relocate himself in the meanwhile. However, HVDC with that loss of numbers should be playing slightly passive going forward, because there's a lot of fights that can be initiated towards Deadeyes guys by VO98 and T2K, and when these fights happen, there is a chance that DE might lose a couple of players as well, putting HVDC again in a great enough position. And with the number of frags they already have to their name, they shouldn't really be worried about whether or not they will be able to make it through. And when I was expecting the team to go slightly passive, they just invest into another fight that they have no way out of. Now with only 2 players remaining, HVDC has literally dug their own grave.
Yeah, they figured out one of the things, that if they do want to eliminate the players of team Deadeyes guys, they'll have to take this anchor down, because all of these 4 players were playing at different angles. So they knew that if they're able to get 1 knock, that's when they'll be able to completely eliminate their opponents, although it did not work out for them. And now it's T2K next in line, it seems to be. They're thinking they're throwing in a third party, but little do they know Deadeyes guys did not even take a pinch of damage on them. So resetting is not their concern. They're all ready. They're all up for this 4v2 battle.
Well, let's see how it turns out, because T2K definitely looks like they are not in a very good position. They themselves opened up their coffin boxes and booked their plot in the ground. Soon enough, they'll be buried into it as well. But Deadeyes guys definitely looks like the promising victor from this particular match, with this 1v2v4 situation that they are finding themselves in. And Slayer Sir also, one being with lower HP, has revived himself and is in a position of getting back into the fight with great confidence and good enough HP. But take a look at Domain. How far off he is. How far off.
He's just playing for survival. He just wants some extra points in terms of the survival points.
Placement, yeah.
But yeah, now the Slayers are just pushing in with the DBS. I mean, Turulov does not even have an idea. XMPL was like, bro, I'll just try to create a different angle. And as soon as he leaves, XMPL is like, bro, how did you die? I got pinched in by 3 different players. What are you saying? And easily done by Deadeyes guys. Now they know that it's a 4v1v1. Maybe for them it's a 4v2, but does it even matter? You just push out to XMPL, get that frag. You then just push out to IAW, who's the last remaining player, you get that frag. And Deadeyes guys know all about it. They're just pushing in. They have those mollies. They have the throwables available for them. Shouldn't be a problem to close this game out.
Absolutely. Closing this game is not gonna be any pickle for Deadeyes guys. And look
There
at
we have
that.
it.
XMPL gets taken down. Now it's a 1v4, which is no way in favor of Domain. They even know where Domain is. Like this team has been aware of every single thing that goes around on this map. Now, even though this is one of the fights that is so clearly announced is gonna be a Deadeyes guys victory, we'll still see if Domain is able to acquire any frag points for the team in the process, because 3 defeat points and 6 placement points, that's all that he's looking at right now. But even if he
That's
gets
all
1
he'll
frag
get.
point, he'll place the team on double digits, but he doesn't. And there it is. Final nail in the coffin, announcing victory for Deadeyes guys. Great start for the team.
Yeah, I mean, look at the guy top left. He's like, what? The game just got over? What? That's so easy. Do I have to play again in this lobby? Come on, guys. Throw in some competition. But yeah, man, great job done by you guys. HVDC was the only team that was looking like a threat overall. You just eliminated them, got 9 elimination points, and with 19 points, Deadeyes guys are the victors for game number 1.
Make it clap.
Welcome back, everyone, to PMPL SA Fall Season 2023. And I'm your host, Anna, with me on desk is Spades. And the victors for the first match has been someone nobody expected. It's DEADEYES, guys. And yeah, I mean, we were quite, bold onto our own predictions by going with IHC and Leo. Both the teams could not make it into the top 12. DEADEYES, guys, hardly made it into the top 12, and they were able to squeeze this match as well. So I guess somewhere this team is looking for brighter future. But again, I'll definitely have to see some more games coming in their way to actually go ahead and put a stamp on that conversation. What do you
Simple
feel?
game for, I'd say, DEADEYES game. That's what really was the reason, because the zone was always with them. The area that they held and the fights that they were, just everything, it just went in their favor. And this was one of those games where, you couldn't do anything wrong. I'd still say that HVDC, they had that 4-man squad still surviving, and one of them was just trying to get information. The player just gets lucky, running buggy, you're able to connect the headshot at the very last bullet that you had. So yeah, everything just went into the favor of DEADEYES, guys, and not taking away anything from them. They played it out perfectly. They just took all the advantages that they had and put a final nail in the coffin with the chicken dinner. Precious Sir did most of the heavy lifting, 5 overall eliminations out of 9 that this entire team got, and great job done by the guy.
Absolutely, with 757 damage, Precious Sir finds himself to be the MVP of the game. I was definitely hoping to see Aero up here because he had 6 eliminations, but I guess somewhere in damage he has fallen short. So we'll definitely see him in the top players for sure. And let's take a look where he has found himself in that particular list. Okay, yeah, he is there. He's there literally on the second position with 597 damage. And 2 eliminations for the side of Sanchit get him on board as well. I'm seeing a lot of potential in HVDC, Fritz.
Yeah, the only thing that they'll have to, just worry about is being a little bit consistent. That's the only thing that they need to figure out, because you cannot get a chicken every game. The perfect example could be the previous week where 4MB were always consistent, always there in top 3, top 4. And yeah, 1 or 2 bad games, that is where the chicken dinner games help you overall. So good start for HVDC. I'd say they would be overall second in the leaderboard too, considering the elimination that they got. But yeah, they'll have to replicate these sorts of performance every game so that they're able to, be in the top 3, top 4 spot that they wish to be in.
Absolutely. And I am actually seeing so much potential in this team, so much so that I would actually, by the end of the day, if I see consistency, I would actually go ahead and put my money on this team as of the current situation. But yeah, DEADEYES, guys, definitely had a great performance, great game for themselves, but I do not feel like it's a very replicable game. So the consistency mark is still slightly falling behind for me. But in the meanwhile, if you take a look at the overall performance of all the teams that participated in this first game, that is every team except for Group E, 19 points for DEADEYES, guys, 15 for HVDC, 11 for T2K Esports. All 3 teams in good position, but everything under that, I'm not so happy with. Like, we on Illuminate, they have 9 points, but 6 is through placement. And that placement literally only happened because of the kind of position you were able to hold that was so far away from the teams. That's not going to be the case often.
Yeah, but even if you look at NBeSports, I'm surprised to see them here. They just got 1 placement point, but 6 elimination now. That's a good number. Even Stalwart Esports as well. Getting 6 points to their name, and just in terms of elimination, considering they lost 1 player early on against that fight with 4MB. But yeah, about that, it just has been a great game. Would love to see how the other teams play it out, because still now, again, only 1 game, not much to judge about, but a great start. A great start for the side of Team DEADEYES, guys. A great start for the side of Team HVDC in terms of confidence and in terms of points as well.
Absolutely, and I feel like the momentum might start rolling into the favor of one of these teams, unless Stalwart Esports and 4MB come into a common ground and call it a truce and not try to bombard each other in the early game itself, because Stalwart has been trying that quite a lot in the last couple of days. And every time they do this, they are able to put 4MB in a place where 4MB cannot crawl back up. That is true. But they are themselves also putting so much danger on their own bodies that they aren't able to carry forward either. So every single time Stalwart has invested in a war like that, they have been in a situation where they cannot recover. And that's not good for you. Like, you want to cut down the lead of another team, do it after you have enough lead to begin with. right?
Yeah, I think this time around, Anna, what they're trying, see, the qualification for grand finals is the main thing that all these things are eyeing for, right?
True.
So they know that they're in top three or top four. So basically, what they're trying to do right now is just cut the lead 4MB has just by maybe one game at a time. Because look at this, 4MB got what? One elimination point and probably one position point, 2 points from this particular game.
No position points, to be honest, I think.
Okay, no position point. That means 1 point for the entire game. Stalwart, on the other hand, yes, they were eliminated, got 6. Now for us, it's just a 5-pointer game. But what they're eyeing towards is right now they've covered that distance between 5 points. One good game is what they want. One good chicken is what they want, where they're able to eliminate 4MB, and that will happen at least one of the time. And that's where they, just cover up the major chunk of 20-25 points in just one single game. Then again, they'll just try to, keep on going with the 5-6 point differential that they're able to get. That could be one of the strats because of which they're just trying to dethrone 4MB from that first spot. And maybe towards the end of week number 2 and week number 3, they want those 20 points in terms of the bonus points rather than giving it to 4MB. Could be a viable strat, could be something stupid that I'm saying. But for now, this very first game, that is what it seemed like, because they really had a different option. They knew the zone is going to finish on the final main area of Erangel, the Pochinki region. The best possible option could have been to use an over acknowledge unless it is scammed. Now you can see if it is scammed or not with your many 8x's that you already have. You can just get that information. But they still decided to fight against 4MB. That means they're just targeting one team. They just want to have that fight irrespective of where it goes. They just want to damage that particular team so that they're not able to have those great games. That is what the objective for me it seemed to be in this map of Erangel. Now let's see if it continues in Miramar 2 or not. Because in Miramar, both these teams have very far away drop spots. So I don't think so. Drop clash is something Stalwart might attempt over here.
Well, we'll definitely find out. And I do see your point, Fritz, and I kind of agree to it. It's quite a good start to go forward with it. But I feel like in the first 2 days of the week, you shouldn't really be trying that. Because again, you do have to be in the top 12 on the weekly charts to be able to qualify for the bonus match. And
Yes,
that's one thing
true.
you cannot give the leeway of. So maybe in the first 2 days of the week, try to place yourself in such a good leaded position that nobody can dethrone you from the first 12 positions, and then go ahead and try to dethrone 4MB, because that's still a lot of the gap. Like, yes, you have covered up 4 points. I agree. That's great. But then again, even though it takes just one good game for Stalwart to go ahead and try and dethrone 4MB, it also takes only one good game for 4MB to go ahead and completely capitalize on the lead that Stalwart has been trying to cover up for. So like, there is definitely going to be one match where Stalwart isn't playing and 4MB is. They might be able to squeeze that one in, and then everything you worked for just goes to nothing. So better try to be in the top 12 first, and then go ahead and once you've cemented that position, go for the complete dethroning each other part. I think this rivalry is pretty interesting, and I'm going to keep my eyes out for that. And on Miramar, let's find out if they are going to be getting into each other's hair, because again, as you said, they do have very far away drop points.
Yes.
If they do drop on each other, I'm going to have so much fun. So much fun.
So Stalwart has been going in multiple different areas, so I don't exactly remember where they usually drop in, but I know that Chubasera is where 4MB goes. So keep your eye out on that Chubasera region, because even if the playing part does not favor that area or favor that city, 4MB still just take a vehicle towards that area. For them, it does not matter where the play zone is or where the playing path is. So they just really like going towards that city. But let's see if that changes in this particular instance, in this particular game, because all these teams are ready to get that chicken for themselves.
What if Fritz, we find 4MB dropping onto Stalwart's area and Stalwart dropping onto 4MB's area, because both are just so pissed now that they want to just fight with each other, and they both end up in just as different drop positions because of that. That would be pretty fun to see. But let's see if that's even gonna be what exactly happens, because I'm pretty sure these teams have enough information on each other to actually know whether or not that step will be taken by 4MB. And we're pretty aware of what Stalwarts will do. They will try to just sabotage 4MB all over.
I don't see Stalwarts in this game though.
Oh, wow.
They're sitting it out.
Yeah. This is the game where 4MB can recover those 4 points.
Hey, let's see. Let's see if that's the case or not. Because now this has made situation very interesting, because the next game is the map of Sanhok. Now that Sanhok will essentially depend, that 70% luck game will essentially depend on 4MV's good performance or not. Oof. Hey, this Miramar, I cannot wait. I just cannot wait for this to get over and see the result on my screen. But hey, let's see. In terms of dropping positions, we have SKYLIGHTZ Gaming around La Cobriara, also Creator Field. So they've taken a very wide drop. Maybe Mr. Boro is eyeing towards Oasis at the same time too. So it's a drop where you have a lot of area to work with. So good loot could be found for the players of SKYLIGHTZ Gaming. Same thing could be said for Mabetex too. Look at that. Uh, they haven't taken a big huge city. They just gone for the small little compounds around Cruisedale Val and Campo Militar, which is a very weird drop considering both these cities are entirely free and near the zone to go and loot from. But okay,
Yeah.
let's see. NBeSports, if we talk about them, El Pozo is where they go. Leo Esports cannot be seen in this game. That's why NBeSports will have the free city for themselves. IHC, they have gone a little bit north to Chumasara and south to El Pozo. I think that's Montenegro, if I'm correct. So that's the city that this team is looting. So yeah, early drops, no drop fights for now, as it seems, unless CL Esports' player collide with the players of Team DEADEYES CMF. All this should be quiet for now in the very first zone.
Well, let's find out. But in the meanwhile, I do gotta see what Mabetex Esports has in their mind, because generally they do go to Campo Militar. They could have gone there even right now. The plane path wasn't that wayward to restrain them
Hmm.
from going to their drop location, and they generally cover multiple cities from that region. This time it seems like they're gonna go pick up a vehicle from Torre Muda, but is is that the right place to be? I'm not sure if they're even going to find the right kind of loot to survive with that. However, currently they are very isolated. There's no fights that are coming their way, so they can take their sweet time to go ahead and figure out what they want to do going forward. But with this particular decision itself, I have my distaste already built for this team in this particular game, in this particular map. So we'll see. I don't feel like this is going to be a Maptex day or a Maptex game for today. But yeah.
Huh.
Hmm.
For now, though, let's see. It's a very north oriented circle. So all
True.
these teams have to get inside the zone as soon as possible. So especially for team like what King of Spades, look at their drop. They're on the southern island,
Yep.
and now rotating all the way north. It's a very big task, I'd say, for this team.
Exactly, and they only have one vehicle so far, so we'll find out how they managed to do this. Prison, Los Higos, these are the two places where we can see their players, and Faisal is all the way ahead leading the team. We do see King of Spades do this all the time. It's always Faisal running ahead of the team, trying to scout out the area and then give signals to the teams on whether or not they should be moving in and what they should exactly be planning according to. So like I feel like Faisal is definitely the information delivery guy for the side of King of Spades every single time, specifically on the maps of Miramar, where they generally prefer to be in a very scattered position. But yeah, a great position for DE Venom, to be honest. They are not going to have much problem trying to walk back into the circle, because 4MV, as we know, will be going in for an early rotation into the circle, and then things are going to be a clearer sight for DE Venom marching towards the circle, but not specifically while entering into it. So let's figure out what they are going to be doing going forward, because it seems like the only good position to enter into the circle currently for all the teams that haven't made it just yet is going to be through El Azhar, and that's a very long rotation, specifically on a map that is this huge.
Ah, that's correct. I mean, from El Azhar, it'll be a difficult thing. For now, though, let's see HVDC. I think they have the number of a player of DRS, and he has already been spotted. Some shots being taken to the Mini 14. I could hear it in the background. So HVDC they just probably scared him away, because right now there's no team that will like to take a fight unless they're inside the circle, and I think HVDC is. So okay, they'll entertain it. Maybe they might just want to go for that early battle, because anyways they're booming with the confidence that they got in the previous game, that they were able to get with all the squad vibes that they were able to do in that particular squad house. So oof, would love to see if HVDC engage into that early battle or not. But for now, literally no one has. But I think we will see a player falling over here, because DEADEYES guys have just pushed in onto Sanchir. He is holding one angle, but the nade from Sanchir gets two. And look at the HP that Sus was surviving. Well, that's a very difficult thing for the players of team DEADEYES guys to deal with. He's not checking the correct corner, but finally does. And Sanjeer is on the verge of pulling out a 1v3 Ahana. Make it a 1v4 because he eliminates the entire squad. What
Wow.
a play from Sanjeer.
That is revenge served right onto the cold platter that you served with them. Last game, we know HVDC was about to win, and Deadeye's guys just seized the moment. And this time, HVDC was like, you know what? We gotta do this to you. We don't want to be brutal, but we gotta do this to you. Early elimination of the victors of the last game. You get chicken dinner, and then you get 16th position. Not a great day for the Dice guys, specifically not in this particular map. I mean, I am loving the kind of rivalries that are being built into this game. Even though this one does not seem like a sustained rivalry, it might not continue for the next maps, but it's definitely one that was fun to watch. And the way Sanchir has delivered it, he's like, I'm a single person capable of destroying the whole team. He has made the statement. And this statement is a benchmark. Every single time I see a team trying to pick someone else completely off, hair by hair, trying to get the chicken, I'm definitely going to expect the next game to be a revenge coming back from them.
Oh my god, I still cannot get over the fact
Beautiful.
the way this was played out, man. A perfect nade. Do you even
Best
see a
play
better
for the
nade
day.
than this?
I think it's the best play for the day.
We can give it that. Yeah, we
Yeah.
have guys. We have forms to fill after the game for us to just put in the best player of the day or the best play of the day, and we'll definitely put his name, Sanchir's name, in that particular category because perfect nade, perfect spray, perfect control, perfect game awareness. Everything was just perfect in that clip, except for obviously Deadeye's guys fan who just saw their team getting chicken in one and then eliminated on 0 points the next. So unfortunate for you guys. But I enjoyed that battle thoroughly.
So did I. So did I. I mean, I was still looking at the minimap trying to figure out how 4MV is gonna struggle and try to make their way back into the circle. And in the meanwhile, the battle started. I shift my glance and I'm like, okay, wait a second. What is Sanchir up to? Before I could even wrap my head around it, the fight came to an end. And now, DE Venom, the secondary squad of Deadeye's guys, trying to make sure that they are able to do something similar as to what happened to their sibling team and hopefully bring a result. It seems like so far it's not going to be anything close to what just happened. It's going to be hard to replicate that, cannot deny that in the meanwhile though.
Domi though, good shots from him and D Venom, not sorry, Deadeye's guys, they're already dead. But D Venom, they've also been able to eliminate IHC. And we thought IHC did not have a good week 1, but seems to be the continuation in week number 2 as well. This fight as well, it was a very medium range fight, but still, D Venom were easily able to win it out.
Yup, and D Venom, the way they have, squeezed this situation, it's not like they did something completely extraordinary. It's just that IHC was not prepared for the ordinary either. I mean, yeah, the first week was bad, but if you let that bring you down, then the second week is gonna be just as bad or maybe even worse. So I want the teams to actually get out of their mindsets, get out of their own head, and start rethinking onto the game as a new, fresh game every single time. Take it one play at a time and not really cluster their own heads with way too many thoughts because right now that's gonna be the biggest mistake that any team can make. In the meanwhile, 4MV, they have literally just made their way back into the circle and now they're already trying to participate in a fight that is not fruitful. I know this team is definitely looking to make enough points to be able to cover up the distance that Stalwart has been able to cover up, but this is not the right play. This is definitely not the right play.
Let's see. Uh, for now, they're yes, struggling with the circle. They maybe want a piece of the pie. They want to start good on the early game. But Rambo, he escaped. So he escaped the crosshairs of Doc and he will also be rotating inside the zone. So 4MV, it's also better for them to, just leave this position away, just get inside the zone as soon as possible. Because our stage 2 has already started. In the next minute, stage 3 will be formed and then you'll have to, just be concerned about where you get, do you even get a space inside the zone or not? Because essentially you'll have to either fight or you'll have to either be lucky to find a good spot inside the zone. But yeah, for both of these things, you need to get in as soon as possible. So would like to see the rotation coming in from the players of Team 4MV. But for now, HVDC, Venom DE, these are the two teams who literally have been able to eliminate one entire team without taking any loss. So great start for both of them.
Well, we'll soon figure out if both these teams are going to be able to carry forward their flow because, yes, I have high hopes for HVDC. I haven't seen much coming in from the side of Venom DE just yet, but in the meanwhile, Seal, a one hit wonder from last week, is trying to go back in for these fights onto KS. Again, a fruitful fight nonetheless, but is it going to bring enough long term advantage to them? Is a question. Tetsom being one last man surviving from the side of King of Spades gets knocked, and now it's just one single player on nil HP that is going to be taken down. This is
See,
extinction. Yeah.
Seal also, starting off good. I thought Kirito and Scooby might just get taken down, but that's not the problem. They will easily be able to reset and get back into the
Oh.
game. But wait a second. IAWO on the other hand, they were gatekeeping and Kirito essentially falls. So not all that good, huh? For Seal Esports?
It's definitely not looking good for Seal. And as of now, according to the positions, Fritz, I do want to say BITX, but then the kind of confidence I have on that team resists me. So I'm just going to go with HVDC instead. This time it's an HVDC.
Oh, okay. You go with HVDC, I go with 4MB. I just have a
That was my
feeling.
second choice.
Yeah, and my first choice was HVDC, but because you went with HVDC, so I had to go with some random team, and 4MB just popped in my mind. So
Wow,
that's
random team, huh?
that. I know, but
Since when
just the
is 4MB a
confidence.
random team?
If Stalwarts were there, I would have picked up Stalwart Esports. But then 4MB just randomly came to my mind because we just saw them all the four players hungry for frag. And yeah, that's probably the reason I'm just going with that particular team. So yeah,
So we had
4MB on my
similar
in my
predictions
eyes.
overall.
For this game, yes. Considering the
Yeah,
zone 2, so the zone 2 is in a very difficult spot. Neither of
true.
these teams seem very good. STFL cannot predict them. They're so unpredictable that even if they have a great position inside the zone, they just rush outside of it. I've seen things like those happen. So just staying with the focus teams over here and hoping for the best possible result.
Well, Aero already got knocked from the side of HVDC, the solo pioneer who mainly takes the most heavy lifting into his own hands. And in the meanwhile, 4MB secured a frag for themselves. Like they've been able to convert knocks, and those knocks will soon be converted into frags as well. Because Seal not only is taking damage from 4MB and stronger fake love, they are themselves also losing their own life by their own hands. So does not look very difficult. And yeah, there it is. Seal completely sealed off of this game. And now, in the current situation, it seems like HVDC is not gonna have much survival rate either. So it seems like your choice is a good choice.
Yeah, I really hope so. DE Venom, though, they're into another fight. And yeah, this is against HVDC, so they'll have to be careful. And there we have it. For a second, I thought I'll have to change the tone that was there in my voice. But yeah, finally, DE Venom, they were easily able to eliminate HVDC. So there goes another prediction down the drain. That's why I always choose the trustworthy players. Thank God you chose HVDC. But yeah, that's another team being eliminated, and 4MB moving towards the player
Way
of
too
team
far.
STFL to take them down.
Absolutely, but they are so far away from the circle. This whole game has been a chase situation for 4MB. Every single time, all I've seen this team try to do is get back into the circle. This time again, we have great hopes from people for the side of DRS. Let's see if they are going to be able to carry this forward this time around. I've seen
Oh,
multiple games that go that way, but none of them actually go out to a reward, except for the one time when I predicted it. But yeah, going back, 4MB
once in a
as well,
blue moon.
losing players right now. Buddy, we both are in a bad situation.
No, I really don't want to get these correct predictions because for me, all of these teams are winners in my eyes because they are
Oh,
able to,
wow.
get over yeah, all the diplomatic
Uh-huh.
talk. But yeah, I prediction. What will I get? Getting a correct prediction. No banter with you. That does not seem fun. So let it be zero. Let it be zero. I don't care. I don't mind. But yeah, I just want good gameplay to be shown to all our audience for which they're here. And for now, it's only Venom DE and 4MV, who've shown us that sort of a game, because 4 frags for 4MV, 9 for Venom DE. And yeah, my prediction is still surviving, unlike the one of my co-casters. So I'm happy about that too. Cannot blame me for being happy.
But how lucky are you that I picked HVDC because you had them as your first choice as well.
No, that's where you're wrong. It's
You
unlucky that
literally
you
said
picked
it. It's out on the
HUDC.
internet.
It's unlucky that you picked HUDC. If I would have picked them, they would have eliminated Venom DE. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, meanwhile, 4MB, they just went in and eliminated STFL. So that's another
Yes, they
victory
did.
for me. Victories, 2 victories back to back being achieved by Fritz.
Alrighty, that's great sportsman spirit. I still have a number on my predictions, by the way, which does not look like a circle. Anyways, in the meanwhile, let's focus on what's going on in the map right now. JMEX, a team that has been giving zero results so far, finally comes back into action and takes down Raw Officials. Now, 2 players on the side of Raw Officials, 4 from the side of JMEX, and all looking in a healthy state. This is definitely a JMEX type of war, and they might be able to squeeze this in. But then again, I feel like this team is one of the very scared ones that do not really try to participate in fights just by themselves. It's when the fight walks to them that they invest in. But the bold team that I can see right now is going to be IAW. Who is
No.
messing with 4MV?
Octopus is in a very weird spot too. I mean,
Yeah.
except for this Lamborghini, it does not have any cover. So it's better to just get away from this position as soon as possible. Otherwise, his vehicle might just get blasted. With him being inside too, that wouldn't be a fun time. And yeah, Octopus comes out of it. 4M, we've got the zone. But IAW, they will definitely be in a lot of trouble.
Well, trouble is something that IAW has become used to of because they've had a very troublesome week last week. However, did manage to walk into the top 12 somehow, and this time might be doing the same. But in the meanwhile, the barrage of bullets that has come in, still no damage exchanged, no connections made, but Domain going in for a flank, considering taking Dog down from behind, and now is in the crosshair of Dog, and Dog wins
Wow.
the fight. Domain, you uselessly losing your life over something you knew wasn't in your favor.
Yeah, and now Wolfis is following in the same steps. He wants to take this fight. Little does he know that there's cover fire and then there's Doc in your face. That's how 4MB love to take battles. That's how 4MB loves to win fight. The Doc knows his limits. He knows he cannot over-aggress in that scenario because first of all, they're not inside the zone. Plus, him being so aggressive, they cannot afford to lose him out. So just falling back. I8 as well. As soon as they lose a player, they go in for damage control, but then they also fall back, which is a good decision. But now the problem is the only 3 teams outside the zone are I8, 4MV, and DE Venom, I think. So getting inside the zone is going to be the biggest challenge for all these teams over here.
As of now, I think Bad Intentions is also gonna have some time before they're actually inside the zone. They have acquired a shack though. There's gonna be great cover for the team walking in because that's the only building of survival that's inside the zone as of now. And Raw Officials, they have vehicles, they're going in for a longer rotation. So it's gonna take slightly more time, but yeah, they're gonna be inside the circle soon enough as well. Yes, the hardest choice is gonna be for 4MB and IAWO, both deciding to recede from the fight, walk back into the circle first, and prioritizing the natural calamity over the human, artificial, bullet-fired one. But yeah. Oh, wait a second, Raw Officials. What?
That's a good frag to find, but they've lost 2. And
Yeah.
Praveen is also down on the ground, so reviving, I don't think so. Sky is very interested unless Praveen is able to crawl his way all the way back up here. Yeah, that's also not happening because JMEX have his number. Now Praveen is trying to toss some smokes, maybe survive for a little period of time. But doing that is not going to be easy at all because JMEX, if they decide to push in a 3v1 battle with just a pit to survive in, that's not looking fun at all. But fun is not being had by the players of 4MB too because 2 of them again just have been wiped off the face of the earth.
Well, Your prediction joins my prediction. They will both be resting in peace inside the lobby as of now. But yeah, you do have greater numbers than me. In any case, it's just a 2 point differential, so I'm not gonna worry myself much. However, 4MV has been able to cover up the difference that was, stacked onto by Stalwart. So now Stalwart has a 2 extra point difference with 4MV as compared to before. In the meanwhile, though, JMEX, very silent, subtle, very simple onto this fight, not trying to complicate things much, just shooting bullets, looking at the targets, pinching them up, making the best of it. Nothing extraordinary, but still a fight that's in their favor. Even though the zone is going to be pushing on to be BITX CMF.
Hmm. IAW though, just uh, just try to survive. There was an assault coming in from the players of 4MA, which they were able to deal with very easily. I'd say, or not very easily, because I do see them losing a little bit of players in the process. So it's only Viper and Octopus surviving. They lost 2 players in that battle, but now are being pinched upon by the players of Team Mabetex Esports. So Leo, Desert, Giro, all these 3 players, they just have an eye on the players of IAWO, and they wouldn't let them escape. Yeah, I think IAW is done for in this particular game unless Maptex just give away their position, which of course, why would they?
Well, Mabetex making sure that they get to take care of IW. Oh, still not trying to overaggress into the fight, considering that the zone is very close by. They are trying to get back into the circle, and currently, if you take a look at the circle, my friend, Fritz, it seems like NBeSports is looking good.
Yeah, NBeSports is definitely looking in a good spot till now, but the only problem is they do not have any number of frags. So if they can
True
just
that.
improve on that, that'll be a great thing for them. Meanwhile, SKYLIGHTZ Gaming, they want to just push it out to the players of JMEX and just gather up the frags that they have. And orange, lucky guy, but AJ Ora even just finally connects a bullet and gets that player down too. Oh, that's a question on your driving skills, man. But it's okay because now you've lost your life anyway, so it does not even matter for you to regret about your mistakes in this game. You can though hopefully improve in the next upcoming game. But yes, JMEX from a team which had all 4 players surviving, they've just fall down. They've just fallen with 2 different players now.
Let's see how JMEX carries forward because again, oh, never mind. Never mind. They're again in crosshairs of a team. They're again gonna be under danger, and they do not really, hold a forte in getting out of danger on their own. However, one of the two teams that is aiming onto them is gonna be Bad Intentions, so that's not gonna be very hard to fight off against. But SKYLIGHTZ Gaming is danger. So let's see how that fight goes ahead. In the meanwhile, SKYLIGHTZ Gaming loses one player to NBeSports. That knock, if it's confirmed, then SKYLIGHTZ Gaming is gonna be in trouble.
Oh, Knight though went for a great spray over there. Was even able to get one, but then the trade is there. So Frag will essentially be able to trade one of the players out, but now he's trying to maybe create a different angle, or is he trying to take down 90-degree?
Oh,
He got spotted, but the runover was not there. But he still is getting third party from
wow.
behind, and Frag uses the smoke perfectly, eliminates the player just to be taken down by the players of Team Mabetex. So yeah, third parties after third parties, but it is Mabetex who are able to come out on top.
Suddenly, the audience and DRS both looking very promising. With the amount of frag points that DRS has acquired, with the amount of players that they survive with, and the number of votes that came in their favor, this might very well be one of those matches where they are able to make their fans happy and delighted for that constant support, even after the way the first week went. But so far, I still feel like NB Esports is going to be holding a better position into this particular circle. SKYLIGHTZ Gaming, though, look at the separation between players. It is a 2-1 split that we can see onto SKYLIGHTZ Gaming. The rest of the two players are trying to cruise their way onto Mafia Ninja and regroup. They finally come together, and this makes situation slightly better. But do you think Mabetex Esports is even going to be able to make their way into the circle?
That's the biggest question. I mean, they just have been pinned down by the players of Team DRS, and random sprays were just bound to be connected, and that's exactly what happens. DRS get all the frags that they needed in that position, but they only have 4, and somehow all their 4 players are still surviving. So that's I mean, even though if they're able to get a chicken, they need at least 10 frags to make it look good. And are there 10 frags available? NBeSports are in the game too. So 4 plus 3, 7 more. Yeah, obviously. So they really need to take all these battles to make this game worthwhile. And let's see if, first of all, they're able to overcome the first obstacle of Team NBeSports, which is heading their way.
Well, we'll surely find out what the plans look like, because for DRS, I feel like so far, even if they are able to seal this game with only 9 frags, they're gonna equalize the points alongside alongside Deadeye's guys. And the fact is gonna be that Deadeye's guys has played 2 games and DRS has only played one. So they might still be in a good enough position if they win this one with only 9 frags. But then again, 9 frags is gonna be the total that they require for themselves. But we'll soon find out what goes on for this team. As of
Delta
now, the
is
first position
rotating.
is open for taking. Yeah, he is.
Delta is rotating, but no one was covering for him. So I'm surprised to see that. Now, DRS, do they have information about the remaining 2 players? It is safe to assume that there's a team in compound. Done. Perfect prediction, perfectly set. So that's something that DRS will expect. But SKYLIGHTZ Gaming is quite a bit in open. Now they do have a rage, which will be in their favor. Plus, if they're able to get a few knocks, NBeSports might also get interested. So even though the zone is sort of in the favor of DRS, I'd still say NBeSports have the upper hand in the entire game.
Well, let's see. Because so far, considering the positioning of NB Esports, it definitely looks like that they're going to be on a much better situation, unless they are already bombarded by both of these teams, considering they will be attracting a lot of attention considering their current position. And that's a lot of considerations that have thrown it into one single sentence, just like the number of players that have been thrown into one single compound by NB Esports. However, the rest of the 2 teams, I don't think they will be aggressing before they have figured out each other's position. And when it comes to recognizing where the teams are situated, I think NB Esports is going to have the hardest time, because they are already in one of the most suspected positions, and the rest two could be literally anywhere on the remaining area of the map.
Huh. I think unless the zone closes, we might not even see a fight happening, because all these teams are playing it so passively for some reason that they just not even firing shots except for NB. They're the only ones who are taking initiative and trying to get those knocks. But finally, Rules, he's able to get that knock. Now that should be the green signal. Considering it's a compound, DRS could really push in, but also wouldn't make sense because you know that there's a team on the left hand side hill. So you might get third party. So that's again a great decision made by DRS to not just push in, still stay afloat in this battle. But in the next 15 seconds, and after that 10 more seconds add to it, we'll have the final zone. Now, no, I cannot see anybody near the center of the zone till now. So all of these teams on the edge will have to move out. And I'd say the most advantageous team would be SKYLIGHTZ Gaming, because they just have a little bit of cover to work with. The ridges and the trees, that will help them move closer towards the center, when team DRS and NBeSports would be forced to fight it amongst themselves.
Well, these 2 teams are definitely going to have a battle on their hands, a bloodbath on their hands. In the meanwhile, Sekujin will definitely need the revival to come in for
Nah,
his
it's not
favor,
coming.
and the circle definitely has to be merciful onto NB. Wait a second. Okay. Never mind me. Never mind me at all. Because NB Esports is losing grip, and so is DRS. Why do I feel like SKYLIGHTZ Gaming is gonna be skyrocketing onto the top with the winner chicken dinner joint attached to their name? Currently, it
DRS still
seems
has the
like,
opportunity.
yeah, like currently it seems like complete information has been fed onto SKYLIGHTZ Gaming. They're capturing frags one after the other. The circle is squeezing in. NB Esports is having to eliminate the cover that they were hooking
Wow.
onto, and DRS is losing players left and right. This is done for. DRS is literally one solo survivor that is trying to take up fights with SKYLIGHTZ Gaming, where I see 2 trying to march in onto him.
Now, the only problem is that SKYLIGHTZ know where he is, but now Mafia Ninja and No Fear in a 1v2. Killer has been brought down to 1 HP, and he's tossing a raid. That's done. The game's done, and SKYLIGHTZ Gaming will be the ones coming out on top. Or maybe no, wait a second. Killer just gets another frag. I thought that raid would just do it to him. But he
Why are
survived.
you
and even pops the first aid and also has a nade. Now this could be difficult. That's a nade. No Fear has to push away or die to the nade. It's his decision. The nade blasts, but it does not catch him out. The push comes in with the DBS. The DBS shot and it connects. It connects and DRS from the brink. They're somehow able to get that chicken dinner.
I have no idea how that worked out. It was supposed to be a SKYLIGHTZ Gaming win. They literally threw it away. It was time for No Fear to march ahead, take the frag, not give enough time for recovery to DRS. But when they did, they slipped up because DRS came back way too stronger and took the chicken dinner to their names. Beautifully done by this team, and the audience support finally gets a reward to itself with 7 eliminations and 17 total points, finding DRS close enough in the leaderboard to the top.
Make it clap.
Hello and welcome back everyone to PMPL SA 2023 Fall Season. I'm your host Anna, and with me on desk we have Fritz. Fritz, this went very haywire towards the end. I mean, it really looked like SKYLIGHTZ was going to have it. It really looked like No Fear was going to march and take the frag and get done with it because there was very little HP on DRS. But then they give them time to recover. And then they take the time to die.
Okay, so I think the problem here was unless the entire team was eliminated, SKYLIGHTZ for some reason had no idea that there was just one player surviving for DRS because they could still see the number in the above alive players. There was still, I think, 6 or 7 because all the other players were knocked out but were not a part of the game. But that's a major mistake from your side because you should know how to read the kill feed. You should know that if a mini 14 is going bug and there's a knock on the opposite side, so it has to be a player of DRS who's falling down. They do not take that time advantage. Somehow even the nades, I'd say sort of were not loyal to the players of SKYLIGHTZ Gaming because even though they were literally next to the player of DRS, but they did not blast and give the damage that was needed. 1 HP is the damage that was needed. But the communication as well, everything just went in the favor of DRS in that particular moment, it felt like. And someone was very happy in our side. There's a guy named Neko Boy who was very happy that DRS won the entire game. So yeah, that's a great victory for them.
Absolutely, and for all the 40% viewers that voted for DRS. But yeah, MVP still goes to SKYLIGHTZ Gaming. No Fear, a guy once and again, time and again showing up to this particular screen every single time. And once with 6 eliminations, this time again with 6 eliminations. Well done. And I think slowly and steadily, I'm seeing HVDC also make a prominent mark onto the top players board. And there's one more thing, which is completely off topic, but I love the t-shirts of this team. HVDC, beautiful t-shirts. Like, I don't expect esport jerseys to be that creative. They are generally just like one color and then another color and then logos. This is so pretty.
Okay. The performance is also very pretty from HVDC. True. The previous 2 games they've got good number of frags to their name. So maybe try to get back into the competition over here. HVDC, they realize let's just be back before it's too late. But yeah, we talk about the entire match summary. No fear, 6 points to his name, just in terms of elimination. Also has the highest number of damage. The other two stats, or I'd say the bottom three stats, they do not even matter, but still are there to just give you an overlook on how the entire game went.
Yep. Well, we do have players from completely unexpected teams here on highest assists and highest healing done, and I feel it's like a compensatory feel good stat that just shows up on the screens for
Exactly.
to be very honest. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, no, we are greatly done. If only he was not afraid in the last exact moment, they could have actually seized the chicken for themselves as well, because he's the person who actually chose to go ahead for the revival instead of going back into the fight. But well, not a lot of difference in the points. It's just 2 point difference, and I guess if you actually merge in the points from the last game itself as well, considering SKYLIGHTZ has played 2 games in total, they will definitely find themselves on a better position in the overall leaderboard. And if you actually merge these positions to last week, then you obviously know they're finding themselves in a much better position overall.
Yeah, I mean, if we talk about the second page too, DEADEYES guy is not the best possible game. King of Spades, the first time they show in this game, they're not able to perform as we expected them to. I mean, I think King of Spades is a very strong team in this particular map. But okay, it's okay. One bad game does not define you entirely. But yes, Erangel by the players of DEADEYES guys, Miramar by DRS seems to be a Nepali dominating day, huh? Even though we had 4 MB
Yes.
and Mongolian domination in week number 1, it's good to see the Nepali team stepping up too in week number 2.
Yeah, and if we go by the pattern, maybe week 3 is gonna be like a Bangladeshi domination all over. Let's see if that happens. But yeah, this
Difficult.
is gonna be the map of anything can happen.
Mhm.
Sanhok.
Sanhok.
Yep.
Yeah, that's correct. This is going to be a very interesting game to see, because the map of Sanhok is 70% luck, 30% skill. I still do not understand why this map hasn't been nerfed. This map hasn't been nerfed, because I really want the
Okay.
grass to be just cut short to
Your hair
medium.
length?
Not yeah, even shorter, because sometimes players and ticks even sleep in this. So I mean, I just would love to see that map as it is. I mean, 4 5s, yeah, they throw in 100 more trees, I don't care, but just please shorten down the grass, because there are a lot of players and teams that try to hide. And in the first few days it was okay, because not much of them were throwing down. But the final day and the day before that, day 4 and 5, the Sanhok games were very close, because of the same reason, because the players were just proning in.
Well, we'll soon find out how many players go down to their knees and how many actually lay down on the ground trying to just join their hands and pray to God to have a better luck in the game, because this, as you said, is a very luck dependent game.
Yes.
I'm sure it's time you and I should check our own socials and find out which team we are supposed to call out the name for, because this is a luck dependent game and people would definitely want us to curse out some
Let me
teams.
call DRS, huh? Let me predict DRS if they do not have. Nah, just kidding, just kidding. I don't even know if DRS is playing this game, considering the groups that
They
they are
are.
in. We'll have to check. Okay, they are.
They did not play the
It's
first
all
game,
on
so
you.
they're gonna be playing every game, I think.
See, we can eliminate 2 teams for you guys. You choose. You choose which those 2 teams
Yeah.
should be. So be careful
We
about
should
that.
have like a poll system on our socials which goes like choose 2 teams every single time.
I mean, yeah, that could be done. That could be done. But yeah, right now let's just jump into the game. Let's just rightfully jump into this particular map of Sanhok. And plane path does not matter. The players will drop in where they want. Boot camp, I think still we'll only have one team, that is Stalwart Esports, I
Stalwart
believe.
Esports, yes. Stalwart Esports definitely will be marching right on to boot camp. And this time we are gonna be missing out on 4 teams. Let me try to seek what names they are. We Okay, never mind. I'm not gonna be so smart to be able to pick that out. Raw officials is missing. That's
Okay.
there. Yeah, help me out. I shouldn't be the only one trying to
No,
do
I
that.
won't. I would focus on the map over here, because I do see a team with JMEX. Now that would be the very first time I'd say
Oh,
Deadites guys and
yes.
JMEX might fight it out. If it happens, because now I do see both of them just, Deadites guys were like, yeah, let's follow. And nah, let's just come back to a drop spot, guys. Let's not just go ahead a little bit more, because now they're literally going backwards. But yeah, it's
Look,
okay. Just maybe try to avoid that early battle, but early battle happened against the players of KS. And
Yeah, and
unfortunately for Faisal, he is down.
exactly, and considering how far away ASL players are from each other, I don't understand how this fight went in their favor. I mean, I get it. You gotta knock, completely understand it. But why was there no trade? I mean, you have to be very aware of your surroundings and know exactly which fight you can actually invest in. I mean, King of Spades lost a player and there was no retaliation coming in from the team. I think they should have at least tried to retaliate. Whether or not to commit to the fight could have been a later choice, which they could have depended on whether or not there's enough fight coming back from the opposite side, enough resistance coming in from the side of ASL. It's like chess. You're giving away a free pawn. You shouldn't.
Right now, I'd say these pieces are a little bit more powerful. So let's say four
True.
queens. So
Yeah.
you're giving away, oh, no, not maybe four queens, two rooks and two bishops. Or maybe not even that
Two
because
rooks
there's
and two
also,
knights.
I don't like knights, so no.
I love
But
knights.
you love it because you know how to use them. I don't.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
it's hard to calculate those folks. But in this game, it's not that hard. It is just aim, shoot, frag out. That's that's how simple this game is. But these players have made it complicated by using smokes and nades. But that's their job. They'll have to do it properly. They'll have to win it out. And for now, in this particular game, ASL is the one who's done it properly. For now, there will be just one frag.
Well, it's definitely looking like a match that ASL is gonna have some fun in for a starting phase, but I'm not gonna count on it for a longer run. You know me, and you know my history with ASL. I do want to see this team win, but I still don't feel confident enough to go ahead and pick their names up. In the meanwhile, though, Venom DE also acquiring a frag for themselves, stolen from the side of our last victors, DRS.
Yeah, DE Venom though on our screens. Yeah, so they also don't have a problem early on, and they've been able to also get one frag. So that's a good thing for the side of Team DE Venom. And for some reason they do have two big vehicles that they're hoping to rotate in. I think, which is not a
Why?
very fun thing to do in this map because these
Exactly.
vehicles could be heard from a mile away and you can get shot from three different angles and you won't even know it. But I think that's just for the early few zones. As soon as that one hard shift zone that Sanhok is infamous for happens, they'll probably ditch the vehicles and then be on their foot.
Yep. Considering it's Sanhok and it's tiny, and considering that we're not seeing any fights happen right now, I want to pick a leaf from your book, Fritz. Like the way you were
Hmm.
trying to compare, Livik with Miramar the last time. Let me put into perspective Sanhok with Miramar. Even though these both are maps that people have generally played a lot on, here's the thing. Miramar is a 8 by 8 with huge land area and very little water area. So Sanhok is literally one fourth of it, and that too with a lot of water area. And in that, I see 4MB drowning right now, drowning in their own blood. That nade is gonna land good enough, but still not deal any damage. Baron survives the fight. And now Doc needs revival, but he's gonna have enough time to, be attended to. In the meanwhile, DRS SKYLIGHTZ is one player that they have to deal with. I feel like two players are going to be trying to flank around. That's going to be East and Apex, and if they're able to do it correctly, Doc will have revival in no time. Oh, Seal.
Huh. Let's see. 4MV though seem to be in a little bit of a troublesome situation. A player has been knocked out, although for one player they use four smokes to get that revival, so you won't have a lot of information about where that guy is. But meanwhile, I see Scooby on my screen, but Kirito or Soulless, I think. Soulless, yes. Soulless has been knocked and finished off. What is this split coming in from the players of SEAL Esports? How do they not even get that revival onto Soulless?
No idea, man. HVDC is just going berserks onto all the teams that they find in their way. This is the third game that HVDC is going to be playing. They have only one more to go forward with, which is going to be the last map of the day, which is going to be another Erangel. But let's see if this team is able to acquire themselves the kind of spot that they really want, because the last map they literally ended up on the ninth position. They have the right amount of aggression, the right amount of fights that they want to take their way, but the survival definitely is not something that they are being able to capitalize on. And also my prediction is not helping them either. because that's another curse that gets in their way. So let's see if Sanhok is gonna be a different day, because Seal right now is retaliating pretty well. 2 players have been knocked out. Third is already on low HP, and the nade will go right onto spot, making it literally a 1 player surviving on the side of HVDC. Sad start, Sanchir. I mean, he's a good player. He can actually do a 1v4, but is that going to be a repeated history?
Well, that's the question, huh? That's the biggest question over here. And this time he has to step up, but it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy at all. And let's see how does he want to play this one. Out, stands up, gives away his location. No damage dealt onto the player of Seal. 1v1, the DVS is out. The M4 will finally be able to at least do it for now. He gets that frag and eliminates another player of Seal Esports.
I am surprised on how the M4 wins against DBS in a close range battle, but so be it. So be it. However, the amount of HP he has on himself is not going to be very helpful to Sanchir as of now. Does have to make sure that the nades land right, but they don't. And Kirito is going to have a fun time trying to run around the whole area, scope out the right position, find out the right opening, and then knock open the heads of Sanchir.
Easily done by that guy. And now it's all down to Kirito, who also falls. So you call upon Sanchir and he delivers. That's what this guy has done. That's a great job. That's really a great job overall. I would love to see some more performance from this guy. Now Venom in a 1v1 battle. He will get one knock and probably the confirmation too. But then Erangel steps in, gets the trade. Although it was a bit too late to save his own teammates. So JMEX will have to continue with only 3 players surviving.
It's okay. 3 players surviving, you're still in a great position. If you look at T2K, oh my goodness, what is this team doing? They're all the way up in northeast. The circle has come down literally to the singular island on southwest. Literally opposite corner of the map. I don't know what they're doing there. I don't know when they'll start to move in. It's no other team in their way. Everyone is in safe zone except for T2K. Why are they doing this? I don't get it. How long they'll be doing this? I don't get it. How many survival, mechanics they have to actually go ahead and keep themselves alive till they enter the circle? I don't know. I want to know though. That's way too far off, man. That's way too far off.
Yeah, well, that's true. Although, now let's talk about the predictions, Hana. Who do you think is going to win this chicken dinner? I go with the players of Stalwart Esports because I've chosen them for the entire week. All their 4 players are still surviving. I'd go with them.
See, I am pretty excited about Stalwart to actually go ahead and seize the week. But I'm going to stay loyal to 4MB.
Just following what the producer says, huh? No prediction of
You did the same thing.
Okay. No, but I called it out in the map of Miramar.
I also called it out in the beginning itself that I'm sticking to 4MB for the whole week. Come on.
No, you did not.
I did.
I don't remember it. Show me the clip. I called it in
You
game.
should check out the clip. It is on the internet. You can go ahead and find it out.
You should provide it to me because you need to prove the point. But hey,
I don't need to prove anything to you, buddy. You can go ahead and live in your illusionistic world.
Nope. Not happening. I won't agree. You're just following what the producer says. But if we talk about the game, the players aren't. The players aren't. So we'll have to let them play.
Wait a second. T2K made it back. Somehow they made it back. They're all the way near caves and they're gonna be able to make it into the circle. I don't know why they took so long. But now that they're here, let's get the party started.
Yeah, T2K. Okay. I did not see that thing happening, but would like to see now how do they continue this game from here on. Now SKYLIGHTZ Gaming, all 4 players surviving. For some reason, I see a lot of vehicles being used in this Sanhok this time around, which does not amuse me because
surprisingly many, yeah.
Because this is a harmful thing to do. So No Fear thinks he's all alone. For now, he is all alone. That's well and good. But what about if a player was hiding behind just this rock and he steps up with the DBS and shoots you because he exactly knew that you do not know his location and you will be punished for that. So they just have to take these little things into consideration maybe, and let's see if they do it in the next few circles and the next few zones. Before now, yeah, the circle has gone all the way down south. Okay, now this is again another interesting zone because that this has gone on the wrong side of Painan. So usually we saw a circle that usually ended on the main island, but this is a new one towards Nakham. Now this is interesting. Would love to see how these teams explore this part of the map.
Well, definitely, the teams are gonna have quite some fun trying to navigate, and in the meanwhile, NBeSports will be the one that misses out on all the fun parts of the game. And there it goes, the vehicle will get busted out as well, and Sekujin, being the last player surviving from the side of NBeSports, will get taken down as well. Yetauta having fun with the numbers on his frag feed, with 3 added to the total 5 of defeats that the team has. But yeah, as of now, ASL still trying to find their way back in. Not going to be a difficult situation. There's enough real estate inside the circle for the teams to survive into. And JMEX is going to be one team that does not make it. Because as of now, T2K is already firing onto them. DRS is very close by and wants to have every single piece of the pie because they are slightly struggling. First week, not a very good week. Second week, starting okay, but should be much better soon enough if they want to survive.
Let's see though this time around. If we talk about I8, they are in this battle against the players of team ASL, and 2 of the players of ASL are down. I8, they really do have a very big advantage considering the height that they have. The only thing is, do they toss nades over here? Because I think Assassin's position is known, and as soon as he peeks out, he just might get taken down. Yeah, that's exactly what happens. Domain gets it off angle, gets that job, gets the frag, gets the job done, and it's all down to Chari from ASL.
Well, ASL does not have much opening for themselves. IAW, however, are still struggling slightly with the zone, so they will have to move as fast as possible. It's not a very pretty situation for them, losing HP in the process while trying to take this fight. In the meanwhile, if there is a revival that comes in from the side of ASL, they're going to find themselves in a much better position. Illuminate has Woofus and Octopus both trying to make their way to march right onto ASL. Alongside them comes Domain for the support. This shack is gonna be bombarded and nobody will be able to make it out alive.
Domain still spraying out, wants to take down that final frag onto Chari too. But that hasn't been the case till now. The molly does not even land. But all the Woofus is already closed in the distance and this should be done. Now this molly is for sure connecting and then the cover fire should be there from behind. But what?
Wow.
He still is able to confirm that frag onto Woofus. Now that's a mistake. That's a big mistake from Domain because their players won't be able to survive. And the same can be said for the players of King of Spades. XOX is the last one surviving in this battle. If we get that final frag, that'll mark the end of King of Spades. XOX. Pulls up to the rock. The shotgun is out. The UMP won't be able to do much as a support arrives for the players of SKYLIGHTZ Gaming. Good job, SKYLIGHTZ. Also get 3. Also find 3. No problem whatsoever.
Absolutely no losses in the process, with all 3 making it alive. All 4 actually making it alive while taking 3 frags to the name. Good position for SKYLIGHTZ Gaming, but for once, Fritz, both of our predictions survive. And they're going to be making it long and good because Stalwart Esports easily is going to be making it into the circle. It's all the way towards the east, very close to semi-Painan, like half of Painan is still inside the circle. And Stalwart Esports is going to have an easy way in. 4MV still acquiring the center of the circle. Both the teams in great position, great situation. But the fight, however, is happening between DRS and DEADEYES, guys. These 2 teams both have a chicken to the name. Both are trying to get one more.
Although if you talk about the top team till now, it's Leo, surprisingly.
Yeah.
5 frags to their name, but it has been the case for a very long period of time where Leo is able to get quite good numbers, but are essentially not able to close the game. But over here, we see Doc from,
Why did I
think,
talk about
4MV, someone's prediction probably, just being taken down one by one. A little bit unfortunate because he was maybe trying to rotate and got caught off guard in that situation. But let's see if the cover fire from the players in terms of getting the revenge is present or not.
Well, so far it seems like 4MB definitely lost their breath. They have 3 players still surviving though, but no frags to the name. That's unusual. But in the meanwhile, T2K trying to get some on their hands, and 4MB retaliating right on onto Deadeye's guys with some great mechanic skills coming back into the play. However, Stalwart Esports in the meanwhile with Leo make sure that they are able to eliminate the whole squad and with 4 frags to the name acquire the top spot on the leaderboard. Good job by your team.
That's true. Good job done by them. And now let's see how do they continue. Though. That's my biggest question over here. Now T2K to rule out. For now, they're just hoping that it does not get spotted out by any team. DRS though, one by one, are being eliminated. Killer goes out because of the zone. Although the spray was there from the players of Deadeye's guys. Apex being subjected to an 8. Needs to move away, needs to get away from that spot. Otherwise, he'll be taking a lot of damage onto himself.
Well, soaking so much damage is not going to be pretty useful. So let's see how far these teams are able to carry themselves with that much bullet holes onto their bodies. But in the meanwhile, IHC is trying to acquire a great spot into the circle. Look at their position. They have nothing to worry about. They're completely in a chill zone, chill situation. However, HVDC and SKYLIGHTZ Gaming are gonna be in a battle soon enough. In the meanwhile, Deadeye's guys trying to make sure that the one who has Deadeye is gonna be 4MB.
How is Apex surviving? Is he the guy from Matrix? He just dodged all those bullets by just surviving with 1 HP. Yeah, I get it. There was some cover fire from his teammate, but he ran what, like 100 meters? He just dashed towards the compound, moving left, right, jiggle, just somehow he makes it to the compound without getting knocked out. Or that's a little bit fortunate, I'd say, for that particular team.
Yup, Apex's money don't jiggle, he does.
Oh,
But yeah. But yeah, Apex has always been the one person who survives way too much for the side of 4MB, and this time inside the circle there's this one single area that has building structures, and that is acquired by 4MB. Great position for the team, but in the meanwhile the one team that does not have any position or any standing into the game going forward is gonna be T2K. A lot of barrage of bullets getting fired onto them. XMPL not gonna be able to survive. Jane will also have to somehow get out of cover soon enough and will not have a great time doing that. And now, finally, the tables get turned and my team attacks your team and action gets taken down.
Yeah, but on the other hand, Deadeye's guys have also been throwing in some shots onto SKYLIGHTZ Gaming. Although Deadeye's guys need to realize that they are the ones coming from a very upsided hill. And if they shoot even a single bullet, everyone down below will shoot back at them. And that is what has happened. And now Deadeye's guys, it's only two last remaining player. It's not going to be easy at all for him to survive for a very long period of time. But yeah, one by one, I think the players have just been taken out.
Yeah, it does seem so. T2K, DRS, both in a fight and a third-party advantage that SKYLIGHTZ Gaming is capitalizing on in the meanwhile. From literally across the circle, completely from the opposite side of it, SKYLIGHTZ Gaming still makes a good mark. In the meanwhile, Stalwart Esports, your team literally just wants to battle me for no reason at all, and in a position where they cannot really convert it into a victory just yet. It seems like you're gonna be in a lot of pickle. IC is the only one that survives from the side of Stalwart Esports with his feet on the ground. Everyone else has their knees down. And Apex, the guy from Matrix that was surviving for really long, gets taken down from 4MB as well. Now it's a 2v1 situation in which if 4MB does not confirm the kills, they're not gonna be in a good position. However, Stalwart Esports literally surviving on one single HP, get taken down off of the map, putting 4MB on third position, but with only 2 players surviving.
Yeah, but they're still third partying, right? So we've seen a lot of games where 4MB with very less number of players are still able to convert it. And this could be one of those games. Unless IHC can say something about it. SKYLIGHTZ have been taken out. That's another elimination probably heading our way. But in the top 4 teams, we do have IHC, 4MB, SKYLIGHTZ and Deadeye's guys. All of these teams remaining just with 1 player each, except for 4MB and IHC, who have 4 and 2 respectively. But let's see, SKYLIGHTZ spotted down, AJ Hora goes down, eliminated. It's all down to Deadeye's guys versus IHC versus Team 4MB for the chicken dinner battle.
Absolutely. I'm pretty sure that the top two situation is gonna be between IHC and 4MB, because Deadeyes guys there is definitely gonna be spotted out soon enough. He's still trying to go aggressive, and Sussex with those bullets being shot onto IHC is gonna be giving away his position. 4MB with the cover can actually hold their ground without getting into fights just yet, and hopefully Sussex will be able to help them by getting a couple of frags to the name. But I don't expect that anymore. He has lost his HP. The circle is pushing in. Sussex gets taken down. Now it's a 2v4 situation between IHC and 4MV. The top two teams for the game. How far can they go? There's a lot of damage that has been soaked in by East. But I do want to know how much medications does he have. Right now, the problem with IHC is they do not know which compounds exactly are taken under 4MB control. However, considering the circle has already shifted, 4MB is not going to have an easy time trying to take the fight. They want to give a resultant as quickly as possible. Otherwise, survival will be difficult. East gets taken down. Barrage comes in, and now it's gonna be a fire that comes in right onto the base of Baron. He's able to take one down instead, though. And now it seems like he will have enough time to revive East. Okay, no, he won't. The circle is coming in. Gets into the fight. Gets taken down as well. IHC with the chicken dinner. Defeating 4MB in the process.
Final obstacle. The final obstacle just gets taken care of, and ISC they end this game on a higher note. They get that chicken dinner in this map of Sanhok, and although even the zone was in a very difficult spot, they still are able to get that conversion with the total of 8 elimination and 18 points. IHC, they performed in a good fashion.
Make it clap.
Hello and welcome back everyone to PMPL SA 2023 Fall Season. I'm your host Anna, and with me on desk is Spades. This has been a fun ride.
Yes.
Close battle.
Definitely. I mean, I still cannot comprehend how did 4MB survive for so long. Bad position, bad number of players, but still were able to get out of dodge. But a great job done by them. Not taking away anything. I mean, they almost were able to beat the players of IHC too if the zone was with them a little bit.
Exactly.
If IHC were forced to move, a 2v4 is always difficult to convert, and
Not
especially
for
against a
4MB.
team. Hey, come on, they had shotguns for say, and the second weapon was out of bullets too, so that was very difficult for 4MB to convert. But you just want a prediction to be correct. I get you. I
No,
get you,
I
but
mean,
that's not the case.
you just said you are still not able to wrap your head around how 4MB still survived. I am not able to wrap
Yes.
my head around how they didn't win. I think they could have. I literally think they could
That
have. I
first
could have
fight
had like
against the very first fight where they lost one player against DEADEYES guys, they should have lost two. Apex should have been out of the game. And after Apex, because he just dodged. I mean, DEADEYES guys just whipped a lot of their shots. There's no complaints about that. They just should have been able to take him down there. And if basically Apex dies, then that fight against Stalwart Esports wouldn't be won by a 4MB. It would have been a 2v4. So everything just went in the favor of 4MB because they were a little bit lucky. They were lucky in that situation to just survive with all the three players surviving. But yeah, great job done by them. Top two again. This is what 4MV is known for. They always, from a bad situation, they're able to convert good number of points for themselves, and that is exactly what they've done here. Baron getting 3 eliminations, Sanchir getting 3 eliminations in the entire game. Although again we see another representative from HBDC. they've been having some good games over here, I'd say.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I mean, SKYLIGHTZ Gaming not very far behind either. He has literally 4 frags, but the damage is way too low, so No Fear does not make it into the top MVP of the particular game. But yeah, still survives onto the top players and in the match summary as well as the person with highest eliminations. But Baron, yeah, I mean, this is the name we were missing for a really long time. We would see one or the other player from 4MV step up every single time onto the charts. Baron was the one name we were looking out for. Finally, it has arrived. He has announced his entry onto the game.
But if we talk about the overall standing, that's what I want to see. That's what I want to see from this particular chart over here. IHC with 8 frags, 18 points overall. DEADEYES got 12. That's another good game. So they ended up with 0 frags, 0 points in the map of Miramar. But then then the third game is also a good one. So DEADEYES guys, just putting themselves out there, saying that yeah, we can still be there in the top charts. Same can be said for SKYLIGHTZ Gaming, another consistent game, 11 points to their name. 4MV Stalwart, they go again hand in hand, 10 points for 4MV, 8 for Stalwart Esports, followed by Leo HVDC, we own Illuminate. Once again, all these teams need to cope up a little bit. 4-5 points won't be enough unless you're able to get chicken every day.
Well, we'll find out how it goes because for DRS, only 3 points, not gonna be a great start. Let's see if this is something they're gonna be able to convert because with that one chicken, they have definitely risen a lot of hopes in their fans, and we know there's huge number of DRS fans in our audience. I would definitely want to see this team actually go ahead and secure some great points for themselves. But yeah, in the meanwhile, talking about the way the overall standings look for the first week, DEADEYES guys maintain the first position with 31 total points. SKYLIGHTZ Gaming right behind with 27, and DRS not very far behind on the second week. Still has 20 points, fourth position. Not bad.
That's true. They've been playing good, so they do have good number of points. But if you talk about the other players, to DRS for them to just play 2 games and be there is a very good thing to achieve. So I'm really
Yep.
happy for them. T2K Esports on the other hand with 13 points. Still, all of these teams have one more game to play so that we can count them in the equal footing. So still a lot of games left for all of these teams. Yeah, but the thing is STFL, King of Spades, ASL. These teams should be a little bit on top of the leaderboard. I mean, somewhere around 13th or 12th spot. Because STFL, the only team to get 3 chickens but still not qualify, they were the ones. King of Space even qualified for the bonus game. So, would love to see all these teams play a little bit better and probably give their all in the upcoming days and the upcoming games.
Absolutely. I mean, this time seeing Mabetex Esports all the way on the second page did not really make me happy, considering they had started showing up towards the end of the first week, and I felt like this time I'm gonna see them maintain some great momentum for themselves walking into this match, walking into this week, but they're still on second page, and I don't want them to be the late risers every single week, not be the last ones to actually go ahead and show up. So let's see if they're going to be converting any more games going forward. But yes, it's about time, Fritz.
Let's
It's
go.
about time.
Arena game, that's what I want to see. And let's have a look at which teams are going to be playing this one out because that is something I'm looking forward to. So it is going to be a game between. Come on, let's
Two
get away with
teams.
the animation. Stalwart Esports and ASL, I think. Oh, never mind. It's
No.
IHC and we own Illuminate. Okay, so
Yes.
that's the game we will be witnessing out over here. We both these teams have qualified, so this is their first time playing against each other. But yeah, let's see. I really hope to see a quick game because that's how TDMs are supposed to be played. With the previous 3 days, all these teams they just took the game to the wire.
They did, they did. They've been super slow and super, hesitant in actually trying to invest into the fights themselves. And it has been slightly difficult for us to actually go ahead and enjoy the game as much as we would want to. But then that's what Prize Pool does to any game. But let's walk into the TDM match and find out how these teams are going to be facing off against each other. Is it going to be a great, fast paced day, or are we going to see some more slow fights? Because we on Illuminate seems like they want to seize the day with no risks at all.
Yeah, well, Wadu just has that angle and Godless bent for a wide swing. Wanted to connect the double headshot, wasn't able to do so, just falls back safely. Although Demo is the one to get the early few frags to his name. And Zol with the cover fire. So I8C, they just entirely send the whole squad of I8 back in spawn.
Well, I had all the way from back in spawn, try to come back in, try to see some players from the side of IHC, get Alex down. Their hands are already covered in blood. But this time, with one single frag that they've been able to take, they lose two of their own.
Yeah, but look at this. Alex just goes in, crowd spam peaks. He's able to take down another player with the Groza. Godless with the AK is able to again assert dominance, and IHC still continue that 5 point lead.
Well, there's definitely a lead that IHC is depending on, and right now the lead is going on increasing. It's surmounted all the way to 8 points. That's looking huge difference, and we own Illuminate definitely needs to own this game, own up to their own gameplay and their gunfire as of now. Finally, trying to squeeze the lead down, but in the meanwhile, IHC squeezes two instead, maintaining the 8 point difference that they've created.
Yeah, that's correct. Still, it looks like a one-way street right now for IHC, right? So they do find a frag or two, but then the trades are not there. So the teamwork is a little bit missing in these particular fights, in these battles. Well, yeah, IHC once again they have been reduced. The lead has been reduced to 7 points from 8, I think. But for now, just looking around the area of warehouse, once again the fights they do start.
Well, walking right into the warehouse, there is another frag that comes in for the favor of IHC, capitalizing the lead all the way to 10 points this time. It's a double digit lead that they've already acquired and make it 12. IHC is not stopping anywhere. We on Illuminate are
In
going to
their
have a
spawn.
hard time walking down.
Yeah, now they're in their spawn. And finally, Vadu is able to take down one of the players, and because of immunity, Wufis survive. Otherwise, he would have also been taken down. But a little bit over aggression, but that's what we love. That's what I love personally in the CDM game. You just dominate in your opponent's spawn and take all of them down. Alex, though, a wide swing coming in from Wufis catches him off guard. The point lead of 12 for a second was reduced to 10. But then again, IHC say, hey guys, come on. We're not letting this slip away from our hands.
Well, we'll find out what exactly IHC does, because this lead definitely is surmounting all the way to 14 points, and now
Self-led,
IHC
wow.
is going to be seizing. We own Illuminate. Retaliation is coming in, but so far it seems like these containers are going to be good enough cover for IHC players, and Godless is going to be leaving I8WO breathless as of now.
15-point difference. This is the biggest we've seen between any two teams.
Yep.
So that's something you'll have to take into consideration. At what points do Illuminate end? That's my main question. Do they even get 20? I think they should get 20 at all.
They should, yeah. They did.
Demo is very low on HP and he will be taken care of. But yeah, finally the trades they do start happening, and once again IHC find themselves at a huge advantage. 37-21, 38-21, make it probably 39 with this rate. They just are dominating the battlefield right now.
I put it on 22 for Vion Illuminate. That's the maximum number I expect them to arrive at before they're completely shot down from the side of IHC. But let's see if IHC is going to give them another point to the names. Woof is right now taking a lot of damage. There's literally two people peeking at the same
23.
time, but they don't get enough numbers. And I missed by one single point.
Our
there.
predictions are just trash, Hana. Let's just
I was
say
very
that.
close. Come on. Literally one
We
point.
always
difference.
are very close and very far. But it does not
That's
matter if you do not
true.
get it correct. So, yeah, once again, incorrect prediction. But it is going to be IHC who will be moving forward and facing off against Stalwart Esports in round number 3 just before the semifinals.
Yep. And we will be having that match after what, like 6 days? So it's going to be a long run before you get to see that match. We're first going to be having the round 2 matches all through and then walking on to the round 3. But yeah, I mean, this was fun. This wasn't as slow as the general matches that were taken by the last 3 days. So pretty
Yes.
happy about that. I'm pretty happy that one of these teams make it forward and will be pushing the other team to actually go ahead and do the same thing. I'm hoping IHC will be able to challenge Stalwart Esports and try to make Stalwart Esports aggress just as much as they did right now in this particular game. But yeah, moving on, Fritz, you know what we have now.
Yes. Another map of Miramar, I suppose.
Yes.
So that's this time I got the map correct. Usually I get it wrong, but this time I got it correct. So I'm happy just about that. So this map of Miramar is going to be fun. Looking forward to it. Plus, there'll be some teams sitting out. I'd say Group D will be sitting it out. So
Yep.
I have just my teams over here. So Stalwart Esports, T2K, Leo Esports, ASL DominationCrew. These are the teams that will be sitting it out. So
Yep.
the other teams, they will have an opportunity. I'd say 4MV will be having,
Yes.
or no, it's Group B sitting out. Come on, Ahana, you're
Wait,
saying
what?
yes, yes, we're
It's
just going incorrect.
oh
It's
yeah,
Group
wait,
B.
no, it's
It's
oh
Group
yeah,
B
it's
sitting
in
it
reverse
out
order.
because
Yes,
I
my bad,
suddenly
my bad.
remembered, guys, Stalwart
Stalwart
Esports,
was
so
sitting
we've
out
seen
one
them,
game,
yeah.
yeah, the last
So it's
Miramar.
SKYLIGHTZ Gaming, NBeSports, and We Own Illuminate and
And
IHC
IHC.
sitting this one out. So the other teams will have to prepare accordingly. We'll have to see how do they perform in this particular game. When these teams are not there, which spots are empty, I just can remember El Pozo on top of my head. NBeSports, they'll have to go El Pozo, and they probably wouldn't find any competition. Although it's Leo who also try to get towards that city, so it entirely might not be free. But hey, you can maybe try and check that spot out.
Well, we'll find out. We'll find out once we enter into the game. But considering that this is the last match that 4MB gets to play and they haven't had a very good run today, I'm hoping for them to seize this one and make sure that they are able to ruin the plans of Stalwart Esports. Just like these two teams have have a rivalry going on between them,
Mhm.
we casters have a healthy, rivalry amongst ourselves regarding these two
Yes.
teams. Fritz is all for Stalwart Esports. I am all for
Yeah.
4MB. But then again, yeah, when once the match begins, we are going to be favoring whichever team wins because our predictions keep changing depending on which team looks the strongest, and we're always wrong except for one
Yeah,
time, and that
that's
too just for me.
Yeah, that's correct. That was a bold prediction too. I mean, and sort of one of the teams throwing it out, so I will still count it at 0. It does not matter to me if the board shows 1. But yeah, it has just been an interesting week the previous time around. Now this week number 2, I'd say Stalwart Esports have the chance. Considering I'm taking a big consideration into play over here that Stalwart will play with the exact same 4 players throughout the week, which might be true, might not be true because the other player were not having as great of a result. So that's what I'd like to see over here. Stalwart Esports sticking with the 4 players, just making sure they have the game time, they have the synergy that they need. Probably they already do. That's why you're just trying in the other 2 players over here. But yeah, for you to be on top in this particular week, these 4 players need to perform, which till now I'd say has been sort of hit or miss.
True that. I agree. I agree. But yeah, I feel like for Stalwart to actually go forward without much difficulty is gonna be one
Mhm.
single thing that they need to keep their minds on, which is do not try to just over aggress in a fight with 4MV in the early points. There are other teams who are also trying to do the same. Let them take that
Mhm.
responsibility. They're not going to do the best job at it. 4MV will still make it to top 2, but with only 1 or 2 players, it's not going to be the best situation for them. Go ahead and try to focus on your own game in the meanwhile because multiple teams here are trying to beat 4MV down. And everyone will be able to do at least something, if not everything. So, just if you want to be in top, just make sure that you wait for 4MB to get taken down by someone else and then march forward like you are the rulers of the place, because once they are down you will be.
Yeah, and let's see though this time around how does the players of all of these teams decide to drop in and decide to play this game out. So excited to see how everything pans out. Mabetex already starting their drop towards that Landrilla and Valadimir area. They'll just try to get any sort of loot that they want from these particular spots. Maybe even just jump to Campo Militar because it's inside your radar. But okay, they do not go for it. The plane path is ending somewhere south of Los Leones, maybe Chumacera, or maybe if you
Near
draw some
Los
diagonal
Egos.
lines. So that's where the Los Egos.
Near
Okay,
Los
yeah.
Egos,
So
like east
I'd
of
say
Los Egos,
King
yeah.
of Spades is a team that usually loves to go towards the southern island. So maybe Los Egos is a considerable place to be talking about. But yeah, other than that, I think all these teams will be dropping in the different drop locations. Let's see if we do see some early fights happening or not.
This time, Stalwart has not followed for 4MV. They are trying to go to their own pick, while 4MV still chooses to go to Chumasera. I did not see Stalwart chasing 4MV except for on Erangel. Every time on Erangel, they try to take up the fight onto 4MV by dropping right on military base. Every other place, they do leave 4MV to their own selves, because I think Erangel is one map with the least number of surprises, and there Stalwart does not want to take the risk of letting 4MV survive. And in Erangel, if it's a southern circle, then you can be 100% sure they're winning. So That's one thing that they try to eliminate. In all the other maps, it's not as as confident as concrete winning for 4MV, so they do not try to mess around as much with them and rather focus on own game. And that's something I'm appreciating about Stalwart Esports as of now. But yeah, considering the way the circle is, this is going to be a happy day for most of the teams. Like, it's seldom so merciful.
Hmm. Let's see though. I mean, the circle is definitely in a very difficult spot for a lot of these teams. I'd say for Mabetex, the rotation is going to be difficult considering all their entry points directly into the circle are blocked. So if you try to use the road, Deadeyes guys, King of Spades are going to be your challengers. HVDC on the, I'd say, eastern side, DRS on the eastern side, and even if the timing does not go right, you might just bump into the players of Team DEADEYES CMF. So rotation for Mabetex is difficult. Seal anyways are very far away, and if they try to go in for a straight rotation, STFL might be in their way, T2K might be in their way. So all these things have to be considered by these teams, and let's see how do they go around these things overall.
Well, we'll figure out. We'll figure out soon enough. But in the meanwhile, let's focus slightly onto the positioning of these teams. As of now, STE is surrounded by multiple teams. We see JMEX around them, we see T2K around them, and DRS alongside HVDC. Now, out of all of these teams, the one and only team that STE really needs to be careful of is HVDC, but HVDC is not that close as the other teams, right? So there's not going to be as much firepower shot onto STE just yet, because DRS, even though is a great team, does like to hold back their fights for a really long time and then show up at the last minute, and then it's a hit or miss for DRS. T2K, it's mostly miss, and against STE, I would say it is gonna be a miss. JMEX, I don't think they even want to initiate a fight until the fight comes to them. So that's gonna be another team they do not have to worry about. HVDC, however, if they do approach STE, they will be very aggressive and will want to take as many frag points as possible. So that's one team that STE needs to be completely aware of and completely, cautious towards. The rest of the surrounding area, even though looks crowded, is not as dangerous for Stalwart Esports. Talking about my pick now, which is 4MV, they don't have as hard of a time, but they were taken down by Deadeyes guys once before, so they better be careful of the sister team of DE Venom, because they are right south of 4MV, and that's one fight that can actually invite ASL for a third party. But considering the kind of situation ASL is finding themselves in, I don't think they will like to invest in this fight. Stronger Fake Love definitely is gonna be one team that would want to make use of every single third party situation that they get in their hands. But they are pretty far away, so they're not gonna get any hint of this fight coming in. So that's gonna be
Mm-hmm.
another thing that 4MB does not have to be very worried about. Now, talking about the teams that are coming in from the northern region, which is going to be Deadeyes Guys, King of Spades, and Mabetex Esports, I feel like out of these three teams, the one team that's going to have the best situation entering into the circle, it's going to be Deadeyes Guys, because King of Spades have been falling down like a house of cards, and Mabetex Esports, well, they haven't shown up just yet in week two. So I'm not very, excited about how this one goes for them, because to be very honest, I'm still to see the real Mabetex Esports, and I think that happens only towards the last 2 days.
Yeah, last 2 days
Yeah.
is somewhere where Maptech just suddenly, has a new aura, has a new
Yep.
motivation to play the entire game, and suddenly they just get some good number of points. So yeah, it's better to maybe start off a little bit too early, but hey, take your time. Take your time if it works for you. Now, nobody has been spotted down by Slipknot. Yeah, but you're very far away, so let's not take some shots. Fragbot has already rotated. What you can do is definitely damage your opponent's vehicle, and that's exactly what Slipknot has done. The buggy punctured. So basically, this guy now cannot rotate with that buggy, using that buggy, because if it was the front tire, it wouldn't have been a problem. But it being the back tire, now that buggy is completely out of control.
I get the point of actually trying to puncture the buggies and everything, not be giving much opportunity to rotate for
You
the
get that?
teams. But to be very honest, right now JMEX literally has the center of the circle. They're not very worried about being able to rotate. But yeah, nobody definitely is trying to get back into the fight, and I don't think it's gonna be very positive for his side, because this mini 14 definitely has a lot of damage packed into it, and nobody will have a hard time trying to win this fight.
Nobody's trying to be sneaky. I mean, he wants to peek through different angles, but now has been spotted down. There is some support coming in too from behind, so there'll be another buggy. Nobody can reset and then maybe fall back together. That's what they're probably doing. So JMEX will be able to get their teammate out of harm's way and probably inside the circle once again.
Well, the circle definitely has quite a good shadow onto JMEX and Leo Esports, both the teams. But soon enough, the circle will shift out, and once that happens, in a minute and 23 seconds, there is going to be another riot that happens in this area. Considering the current situation, it seems like the Blue Zone is not very aggressive onto these teams. Most of them are going to be able to make their way back into the circle, except for Seal. For some reason, Seals players are completely scattered all through the shore, all the way from Impala to the south of Los Leones, all the way on the shoreline, and none of them is worried about the zone. None of them. They're taking their sweet time. It's the first zone, it makes sense, but not enough sense for them to just roam around on the shorelines for that long.
Okay. Now, if we talk about Mabetex and DEADEYES, guys, probably they fought amongst themselves and settled at eliminating one player each because they both have one frag but have lost one. So that's not the best possible start for either of them. Considering playing three men this early on wouldn't give you the best possible result. But hey, if you're able to get a good spot inside the zone, it can all be compensated. For now, I do see them probably towards the eastern part of the map. The yellow colors do resemble this particular spot. But yeah, even now, all of them are still trying to maybe rotate and find a better place inside the zone. This second circle is going to define where this next circle is going to be, and still waiting for it. All of these teams are still waiting for it before any fights happen. So yeah, let's see how does it go.
Well, the next circle has been formed and it's all the way towards the north. And 4MV, again, one of those matches where most of their time is going to go in rotating and trying to avoid the rotate clashes, because rotation clashes definitely do not result very well for 4MV. Once they acquire a spot, they are able to hold their fort pretty well, but while rotating, the fights do leave them playerless. And even though being playerless isn't something that completely goes against them when it's a fair fight, it does stand a very big obstacle in front of them once the circle starts avoiding them and starts shadowing the other team instead. So that's definitely going to be something that 4MV has to be careful of. Make sure that they survive with all players, or make sure that they are so well versed with the circle rotations that they're never on the wrong side of it. That's the only two ways to do this for 4MV. But yeah, they still have at least two ways to do this. Everyone else is stuck with none.
Let's see. SCFL, they just run into the
Oh,
players of
wow.
team JMEX, and yeah, well, they'll suffer the casualty because of it. Good shots from Orange, even blast the vehicles in the process, so has a little bit of cover to work with. On the other hand, Mabetex and DRS are fighting it out too. What?
Hey!
There's a cycle in the game? Why am I
Yup,
seeing
there
it for the
is.
first time?
There has been for a really long time, but very few people actually use it because it provides like zero cover to you. But this is the first time I'm seeing it get used. And the one good thing about the cycle is it does not burst. So like it's slightly
Use
safer
it
in
more.
that manner, but then it's very harmful in the manner that it provides zero cover to you whatsoever. And also, even though the mobility is good, the speed isn't as good as any bikes or any cars. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
let's find out how this turns out for the players. As of now, it seems like he's very lonely and you know having some self retrospection time. So it's fine. Let him bike around. Okay, don't get in his way.
No, I'm not. I just want to say all four of you just bike together. Let the opponent
And
see
then
you
one
and
single
try to
nade
frag you
shuts
out.
everyone down.
Okay, for that you need to be accurate. And the bike, what I saw, it had a 40 km per hour speed. So it's just it won't be easy to hit you in that bike, considering your hitbox will be very small at the same time. So
True that.
I think using 4 cycles would be the new meta in the future, and people would be thanking me. But it's okay. I don't mind.
Absolutely, everything you say falls out to be so true.
Exactly. Except for the predictions, because that is something I do while I'm aware of it. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, I mean everything is planned
I
out in my
like how you're
entire
trying
life.
to cover your baroness.
What? I don't cover anything. Everything is in front of everyone. So DRS right now, 3
Okay.
frags to their name, no problem whatsoever. So let's see how do they continue the game.
Oh goodness. Okay. A lot of fun time, Frizz. A lot of fun time. But now that Now that our dry run complaints have been resolved, let's walk back into the game. I feel like 4MP again trying to make their way back into the circle. Will be hoping that they get the circle shadow for the next one. But in the meanwhile, look at Leo and Stalwart Esports. Both are gonna be one team to fight off against before acquiring a position into the circle. And in that situation, ASL will have a good third party position and option, but I don't think they will be able to make the best of it. And as far as it goes for the predictions that have been asked of us, I feel like King of Spades is going to be the one I go with this time.
Let me do a bold prediction and go with the players of is DRS playing?
Yes.
Oh no, wait a minute. No, wait a minute. I'd go with HVDC around Crater Fields.
Oh, nice.
So they don't have anyone to fight about. They can just go snake mode and try to survive for a very long period of time and get the chicken. That's what I'd say. Stalwarts would have been an easy pick, so that's why I won't take it. But yeah, let's see. Raw officials right now, they are in a fight with the players of Team Stalwarts, okay? Action gets it off from far behind, so that's the third party. The fight is between King of Spades and the players of Team Raw official. And for some reason, Stalwart is still taking out all the frags.
Well, Stalwart stealing away those sneaky frags from the side of King of Spades, and the moment I take their name, look at what is happening to them. No survival whatsoever, one after the other. All of them get shot down at, and it's literally the same situation that we had before. But Raw Officials is the one that loses all. King of Spades still survives with one single player. Why do I do this to the teams that I like?
Yeah, and now as soon as I see this alive charter, I'd say I should have gone with DRS because they have 3 already frag points to their name and are inside the zone. Unlucky me, but it's okay.
I think we should. Yeah. I think we should. I think we should definitely add a producer prediction box as well. Considering the amount of times our producer keeps telling us name.
Yeah, that's why he gets -1. I am against it. I just don't want any producer prediction because anyways,
no, we should keep producer
matter.
prediction, but for them the rules should be different. If they get it right, they get a point, sure. But if they get it wrong, they get -2.
No, so they can go in the chat and predict. No, we don't have a problem with that. We can do that.
Okay, salty much.
I know, but right now Stalwart Esports is very salty too. Look at that. They're taking it out on ASL. They've eliminated 2 players.
Yup, and ASL as of now seems like he's gonna have a hard enough time to go forward. But King of Spades still surviving with 2. Let's see how far this can take them, because so far, considering the fact that Stalwart and 4MB both are surviving, it does not seem like there's gonna be enough opportunity for any team with only 2 players to make it into the top. But well, we'll find out. I mean, they had great position, but they got into the wrong fight and got third partied as well. And look at that. 2 players surviving, one of them down. Nice.
Look at the series Esports though. They are also in a battle. Soulless is completely out of the game and Fearless has been knocked out. So Seal have to get those revivals first and then maybe fight this off against the players of Team DRS. King of Space though still surviving and trying to get some frags. But what? Deathstorm naded himself, got knocked out and then mollied him. We missed a very funny moment, I'd say. But that has resulted in the elimination of King of Spades.
King of Spades getting taken down. Now leaves only 13 teams on the board with 43 players only. DEADEYES guys and T2K might be in a close enough battle soon. But in the meanwhile, DRS trying to capitalize their numbers by taking their aggression out on Seal. Now, Seal has not had a very good, standing in the overall game. Neither in the first week, nor does the second week look like it's favoring them. But as of now, DRS definitely has an opportunity to capitalize on the numbers, because they, even after the chicken, are not really on the top 3 positions just yet. And if they have one more decent game, they might be able to find themselves close enough to actually topple a couple of teams and maybe find themselves on the second or first position. 4MB, however, has to climb all the way from 7th place. Still, all 4 are surviving, so we might not find them having a lot of difficulty going forward, considering the fight they have currently with Leo is going in their favor, and STE is already busy fighting off against JMEX, and they might not be able to actually, focus onto 4MB just yet.
Yeah, but DRS in the meanwhile has been able to eliminate the squad of Team Seed Esports. So the last remaining player also gets taken down. That's the elimination right there. Good attempt by the players of Seal, but won't be able to essentially convert the whole game. Meanwhile, Sanchir from HUDC from somewhere up top using a DMR, which this map is really known for, is able to get one frag to his name. We talk about the votes, it's obviously DRS and SKYLIGHTZ and DEADEYES guys out on top, but the other teams, 4MV only 1% vote. Come on, guys. They are a little bit better than that.
They're definitely much better, but I think the fan following that comes to watch this game is very much DRS humble, DRS loyal, because every single time, no matter what, it's always DRS that we see on top, unless they are not playing that particular map. And then we see SKYLIGHTZ Gaming actually ruling on the charts. So I think these two teams definitely have the hearts of the audience that watches these matches specifically. And yeah, I think that's about the reason why we see DRS always on top. But yeah, HVDC, your pick currently ruling the leaderboard. Looking good, looking good. The color suits them.
I know. Always Mr. Always right, I know. But
Yeah,
let
always
let
right,
them
definitely.
let them get the game. Let them get the game. So
Yeah,
that's what
yeah,
I'd
yeah.
say. Yeah? But
Definitely.
JMEX right now on top of a hill, but how do they come down from here? Are they
They
inside the
jump
zone?
and
No.
die. That's
Yeah,
how.
that's the only thing that I'd say will not go in their favor, but what's the word for it? Will suffice, I'd say, because essentially you'll have to move in the zone. On the mini
Yep.
map now, I see you down south against the players of Team Stalwart Esports too. So yeah, this is a dead game for JMEX, I think.
Yep, but in the meanwhile, they can definitely ruin the game for Stronger Fake Love and for ASL as well. So that's gonna be making things easier for the teams that are already on top by sacrificing your own self for the teams that do not even stand a chance to walk back into the top positions, because all these three teams that are involved right now, Stronger Fake Love, JMEX, and ASL, are struggling really bad to even make a mark for themselves. In the meanwhile, the Stalwart Esports somehow finds themselves between P2K and Deadeye's guys. Once the fight initiates, I feel that Stalwart might not have as beautiful as a day as they were expecting.
DRS though, they've lost two of their players, and now it's all down to Gyante. And does he fight it out against the players of Team BADX CMF? That's the biggest question, because now both the players have been just eliminated. He is
Okay,
still
Hante
going
killed
in.
himself.
Probably wants not a sort of a revenge over here. The devious shots they do connect inside the smoke, but now he is also getting third party from a different angle. Will he be able to get the job done? He gets all the confirmation, but 90 degree is still surviving. And with a shotgun, that sort of a range wouldn't be very helpful to shoot with. So now he just sits in, pops the first aid, maybe tries to reset and then get back inside the zone.
In the meanwhile, JMEX, one player as expected, did fall and, kiss his own demise. But well, even with the numbers advantage, DRS so far is not able to face this off and now gets eliminated completely with bad intentions, still surviving on two players. That's half the squad and not a good number to go forward with. But well, it's not going to be a very happy-go-lucky situation for any other team either. Right now, it seems like HVDC and 4MB are going to be the two teams that have all fours online and a winning chance. Everyone else, I feel like, is going to have a hard time going forward until STE has all fours. I don't think they do. I think they lost a player. Yes, they did.
Okay.
They lost two.
Turo loves to look at this. He is still trying to spam Galzin out of this position. He won't be able to do so though. Sussexer on the other hand is able to take down Nirzel in the process. So Stalwart Esports also being shot in the back by the players of DEADEYES guys. DEADEYES guys definitely are having the day of the week, I'd say. They are in a very good spot inside the zone. Three players still surviving. The only better thing could have been Shifu inside the game. You cannot have it all in situations like these. Stalwarts, though, how many numbers do they have? ST, only two players surviving, so that's also a difficult thing for them to go through. STFL on the edge of the zone, maybe they have a fight on their hand. T2K surviving in the compound, so but one by one, yeah, JMEX, they somehow were able to come down from that hill, but yeah, they'll be eliminated at the same time. So Janmarex, Elementrix, not a long way to go for them.
That's true. And as of now, for some reason, it feels like your prediction is going to be correct. Fritz and HVDC just might be able to secure the chicken, and you too would have
Mm-hmm.
a number on your prediction board similar to mine, even though you've taken like a couple of days to catch up. It's good for you. But yeah, going back into the game, T2K definitely is surrounded by two other teams, and that's gonna be a very well invited frag out battle that can initiate between these three. T2K, while busy with bad intentions, is gonna be attracting attention from Stalwart and DEADEYES guys, both of which will be able to capitalize greatly on this third party advantage. ASL somehow will manage to survive, but in the meanwhile, Leo getting taken down by players of HVDC and also somehow getting a collateral onto 4MB.
Oh, Leo Esports, they've been eliminated, but 4MB, the good thing for them is they got 4 frags. So they are still surviving. Yes, getting inside the zone is going to be a big challenge over here, but let's see if they're able to deal with it. Stalwart Esports on the other hand, only 2 players surviving, but they still are kicking. They are still getting good number of points. Bad intention CMF, not for long. T2K Jane gets the final confirmation. And that's another elimination on our hands. And look at the circle. It is completely being occupied by the players of Team HVDC and now maybe 4MV too. Now, if 4MV is able to deal with this duo of HVDC that is right in front of them, HVDC will lose the entire game and 4MV will win it out. Considering that it's a 4v2 that they'll have to fight it. So, this battle is going to be very, very important. Plus, all these teams will have that third party perspective too for themselves. So let's see how do they want to deal with this. Dog gets the very first frag. Now this is just saying, Rogue, just run away, man. Even if you get the knock, just run away from this position, which he does, but it's still not running away, and there's no backup for HVDC that I can see arriving. Oh no, I think it is here. Sanchiv from far away is able to take down quite a few players, and suddenly Baron is the only one surviving.
Well, Baron being the only one surviving will not really be able to bear some great fruit for the side of 4MV. In the meanwhile, the nade does go on, but it does not land the right place, and that is gonna give enough time for Baron to go ahead and recover Dog from this situation. However, HVDC is still looking much more promising than 4MV at this particular situation. Even though they have lost one player, they still are the team with the maximum surviving alongside a great number of frag outs. This team has been having some challenge trying to close the games in their favor, and right now I would really like to see them cover up for that situation by actually making sure that they participate in the right wars, and the one against 4MV is going to be one that they are able to bring into their own favors result.
Now look at this. STFL also had a piece of the pie. So they got I think overall 2 frags in that entire battle and have essentially put themselves into contention for this chicken too. So now I'd like to see how do they try and perform. Sanchir though has an off angle out of the players of Team STFL. So the next zone is going to be the deciding factor, I think, who gets the chicken. And the zone has gone away. It's only 80 meters, but that ridge, is it even climbable? That's my biggest question, because I do see a crater that can be really used as a good advantageous spot entirely by these teams.
Well, we'll find out if that's going to be a favorable situation as such. But look at the way the map looks right now. The complete concentration is towards southeast, and the position of HVDC is some players towards southwest and one player towards northeast. And wrapping the situation from both the angles, this team is currently having a great situational advantage, the positional advantage. But if the circle completely goes against them, that's something that they won't be able to do much about. However, the rest of the teams are going to be having a riot between themselves, and that's not going to result well for the side of Stronger Fake Love getting eliminated onto 6th rank with 4 elimination points to the name. Stronger Fake Love gets taken down completely.
Good job by Stalwart Esports, holding this area down and suddenly are in a very good spot. Still inside the zone, that's the biggest thing. If they're able to toss a few smokes, they should be able to get 4 meters in the zone. Meanwhile, T2K is able to eliminate the squad of Team ASL, but then get third partied as well. Jane took a few shots on his body, needs to maybe reset back. But one of the players of HUDC has created sort of an off angle for all of these fights, and he is the one probably dishing out a lot of damage. Sanchir gets that frag onto IC, has got that confirmation too. And now T2K, they are pinned down to the edge. Let's see though, how does T2K manage to get away from this position. They're still surviving, so still there'll be a thorn in the side for Team HVDC, and they know about it. But let's see, how do they deal? How do they deal with all of these situations, all of these circumstances? That's my biggest question over here.
As of now, it seems like it's only going to be a matter of time before Nirzad is actually taken down, because the circle is also going to be pressuring him, and there's a lot of damage that he might be getting taken onto him, and there, look at it. He gets taken down in no time at all. In the meanwhile, it becomes a 3v3 situation because Aero has been shut down with only 2 frags to his name so far, but the circle is completely in the benefit of HVDC. Now, leaving this compartment, walking into the circle is something that's going to be super difficult for the side of T2K, considering one, they have to take care of two different angles, two, they have to be super careful in the fights they take, because considering they were in the position where a lot of riots happened, they have taken huge damage on their vests and helmets as well, which is not going to be serving much to their purpose. And as of now, even one player Rig is down already, for which Turulav is trying to go for the revival, but in the meanwhile, there is damage dealt onto Jane as well. HVDC doing pretty good so far.
I mean, they know that they have got the players of T2K pinned, and if one of the players can make it up top, throw a few smokes around him, and then toss nades in these smokes, this game could be done for. Ryuk, though, has been taken care of by the T2K player, and suddenly Jane feels that he needs to be activated, but will just go down to the zone. Now that's a blunder if I've seen one. Rig, he has been spotted down. The revivals are in no question. The revivals cannot be given in. Rig, he has been spotted down. He is taking some shots onto himself, but has to get inside the zone. Now it is a 2v2, so you need to be really careful. And Sanchi is brought down to very little HP, but will manage to take Rig down. 1v2, Jane. Yeah, well, that's not happening because HVDC, they close the game and are able to get that chicken dinner.
Absolutely well done by HVDC. And the kind of excitement that right now I am expecting from the side of Fritz once he comes back is gonna be huge, because he finally has a flashy number onto his prediction chart. A very well done game by the team and a very calculated prediction by my fellow co-caster. With this chicken dinner, HVDC finds themselves with 23 total points added to their position, with 13 total eliminations, and finding themselves on 4th overall position.
Make it clap.
A new 1.6 by 1.6 kilometer map is coming to PUBG Mobile version 2.7. In this map, there are several energy zones where you can receive random attribute boosts, such as increased speed and health recovery. At the same time, lots of supplies spawn in the area. Be sure to grab them while you can. After finding all the supplies in an area, you should keep moving to find more supplies. The fastest way to move about is through portals. Go through one to teleport to the other side somewhere else on the map. After exploring an area, it's best to teleport somewhere far. However, it's important to note that there's a cooldown after use, so it can't be used too frequently. If you want to travel across mid-distances, be sure to take note of the updrafts on the map. Get close to an updraft to get lifted into the air. After reaching a certain height, you'll descend back to the ground. During your descent, you can freely adjust your direction to head to your destination. This transportation method is very handy for escaping dangerous situations. Another thing you have to watch out for are the volcanoes on the map. The lava erupting from these volcanoes can cause damage within a certain range. Be sure not to step on the lava. Otherwise, you'll keep taking damage and lose health. After arriving at a new area, be sure to search for exclusive crates. Approach them to get exclusive themed supplies. Apart from exclusive crates, timed airdrops are also a great way to get supplies, so make sure to keep an eye out for the countdown timer on the minimap. It indicates when an airdrop is about to appear. After the countdown ends, a crate with amazing supplies will rise from the ground. When this happens, there will surely be many enemies vying for the crate, so make sure to lie in wait beforehand and evacuate quickly after grabbing the supplies. If you get injured when going for the supplies, go to the recovery point indicated on the map. You'll be able to heal there. Just run into it to fully restore your health and armor in an instant, just like with teleporting. The recovery point has a cooldown after using it. It can't be used again until the cooldown ends. If the battle gets too intense and you find your teammates eliminated, you can bring them back within a limited time at the towers located on the map. The towers also have cooldown after being used. Each player can only be brought back by a teammate once. Players that have been brought back will directly respawn near the tower that was used without having to jump back to the battleground. Hurry and join your friends in the fight for victory.
Hello and welcome back everyone to PMPL SA Fall Season 2023. I'm your host Sahana, and with me on desk is my very calculative co-caster Fritz, who has finally gotten a correct prediction. Too late to follow up, but well, Finally, he has matched my sport.
Hey, I'll still stick with the same statement. I really don't care about the prediction. I just want my team to perform good. I want all these teams to perform good. But okay, one victory. I won't deny it. It's okay. It's a great game played by HVDC, so they should be rewarded for it. And that's what they've done. They just had great positioning throughout the game. They never rushed into any of these battles.
Yeah.
And once 4MB tried to rush them, well, they just got joined on.
Absolutely. The moment the 4MP HVDC battle started, I started feeling like, okay, Fritz, you have bad news coming your way. Your prediction is not going to survive. But then HVDC was actually able to capitalize it and they won with all of their players surviving. I was like, now there's nothing in the way of this team. And HVDC was going to be passing on to that current and getting that electrifying chicken dinner for themselves. And they did. And I'm happy for you. I'm happy for HVDC, but I want more predictions to go right into my own way because even if by 1 point I want to beat you in some place because I for sure cannot do it in game, but I can definitely do it in prediction factor. So I'm a polish on
Well,
that.
we'll see about that. We'll see about that. But this
You're
game
challenging
has
me?
been a good. Yeah, obviously, I'm challenging you. You cannot
All
defeat me in
right.
predictions too. So,
All right.
we'll,
Okay. So in predictions, if I do win,
yeah.
I want to make it more interesting. If I do win, I want you to go bald again.
You what?
I want you to go bald again. Shave your head again.
Okay, no problem. But first of all, let's talk about Sanchit because this guy has been coming in all of our games. And I'd say all 4 of our games he was there in terms of top players. But this time around, he's the MVP. So Sanchi definitely had a great day today for HVDC.
Absolutely. And for once, we have top players, and none of them is from the side of 4NB. Finally, that happens. Now, I mean, I'm not saying I don't want to see 4MV here. I do want to see them, but I want to see great competition for them. So now the top players overall, the overall MVP prize pool is going to be contested between way more players than before. Earlier, it seemed like someone from 4MV is just going to squeeze it, but now there's a lot of contenders. There's no fear from the side of SKYLIGHTZ Gaming. There's Sanchir and Rogue as well as Aero actually, instead of Rogue. But yeah, this definitely looks like a great position. HVDC acquiring highest eliminations, highest damage, highest assists, healing again, compensatory, so let it be. But yeah, beautiful game, loved it, enjoyed it to the board.
Stalwart Esports ending up overall second with 12 points. So that's
Alongside
a good
T2K.
thing for the players of Team Stalwart. Yeah, T2K, this is again one of those teams get one good game but then are absent for the rest of the day. So
Yeah.
it's even better for Stalwart because they've been showing consistently 7-8 points and now a 12-point game. Still that chicken is missing out, but I hope that they'll be able to get that in the next game. 4MV as well, only 6 points from this game. So day number 1 hasn't been as we hoped it to be. I mean, it completely has been, I'd say, Nepali domination.
Yep, and it's definitely looking good. I'm liking the fact that we are seeing more regions show up to the occasion and actually seize the day for themselves. But yes, there's still a lot of teams that need to show up. What is Mabetex Esports doing all the way onto the 14th position? I want this team to actually go ahead and step up. I want to see King of Spades get back into the colors that they had in the last week. Even though it was not the brightest one, it was still not as dull as this week in particular. Raw Esports again showed a lot of promise last week. Hasn't been able to deliver yet in this particular week, but we still have one more match in which Group A will be sitting out, which is on Erangel. So now here's the thing. In this particular match, Stalwart has been able to cover up 6 points, right? Against 4MB. 4MB was able to create the difference again. So as of today itself, all the points that 4MB was able to create a difference of again has been covered up by Stalwart. But Stalwart still has one more game to go, which is not there for 4MB. So in this match, Stalwart can actually go ahead and topple the difference, but not yet the position, because it's still gonna be a while before the 46 points can be recovered.
That's correct. And probably an off day for MV because they are done with all their games. Considering this final map of Erangel will not be played by them because they're in Group A. So that's something we'll have to look about. Where do they stand in the overall standings, which will be seen after this map of Erangel, which will give us an overview that how
Yes.
this week number 2 went. What can we expect from day number 2 maybe on Tuesday, where if I remember correctly we'll have again those 3 Miramar maps don't like them, don't enjoy them, but we'll have to see those particular
Well,
matches being played by all of these
isn't
teams.
today Tuesday?
Tomorrow's Wednesday, na? So we might see that
Yes.
particular game being played. But yeah, it'll be an interesting day. I really hope that we see a good game overall. But yeah, for now, we'll have to see how the remaining team plays, because till now it has been a game where I'd say we've seen T2K, we've seen DEADEYES guys, we've seen the other teams as well. They've played just phenomenally well.
Absolutely, and you're missing out on the name of HVDC, but we both know that you're pretty happy with that absolute fact that your prediction came true, because I could literally see the glow on your face for a second right now, and that's been
Okay,
prominent.
okay,
I mean,
I take that.
you were shining. You can ask the producer. You were literally shining for a couple of seconds right there. But yeah, I mean, this has been a great start for a lot of teams. A lot of teams that
Yes.
did not show up to the occasion just yet in the last week have been able to dominate this week. And so far, it seems like 4MV, Stalwart Esports, SKYLIGHTZ Gaming, even though they're
Mhm.
consistent right now, haven't been able to acquire the kind of positioning that they did the last week. So now it seems like some toppling might happen, even on the overall leaderboard, if the same momentum continues for these teams. And I would love that. Even though I'm favoring 4MV very strongly, I feel like the more competition there is, the more interesting it will be, and the more satisfied I will feel if after that much competition, there's a victory that shows up for the team.
All right, but yeah, right now let's jump into the battle, and let's have a look at how this final game of Erangel is going to be. We have all the players ready, all the teams are also set, and we will be jumping into the game.
All the way from near Primorsk and slightly above Quarry, we can see the plane path go up to Stolber. So that's slightly north heavy and slightly west heavy. It will be difficult to go all the way to Shelter, Milta Power, Lipovka, and Novorepnoy. But yeah, the rest of the places are going to be in reach. And the one time that 4MB flight paths to favor military base, it does not, because 4MV is not playing it. So they don't care if the flight path goes there or not. Every other time, the flight path has been very, very blessing towards 4MV to go on to military base.
Yeah, and now, I mean, Stalwart would be complaining because
Yeah.
they also like to drop in Novorepnoy. So they this time around would have to resort to a different drop location. I've seen them go for the query split, sometimes even the Gutka split. So they'll have to pick and choose their poison. Where do they want to drop in? Which team basically do they want to fight against? Because sometimes Leo also goes for Gutka split, and then D Venom, we already see them dropping towards query. So one of these sides have to be chosen by the players of Team Stalwart Esports. Let's see which one of the teams they decide to finally fight together as a team, or do they get just picked apart one by one? Seal on the other hand, Primorsk is where they drop in. That's what they've got. Easy loot for them around the Pochinki Hill. That Fnatic drop is being taken by ASL. But look at the zone. All the way south, do we see another military base battle happening around here?
We might, and I love this circle. Considering the fact that the flight path has not favored military base at all, I am even more interested to see how this one goes. It's gonna be a hard fight for the side of T2K to actually roam their way all the way back into the circle as of now. But I can already hear the bullets being shot. It hasn't connected to anyone just yet, but there are gunshots firing around. Not no connections just yet, but interesting. Interesting. Someone has eyes on someone.
Yeah, and now if you look at this King of Space, they, for the very first time, I think have a battle against the players of Team IAWO in the city of Jaujapur.
Yup.
Now, this usually does not happen, but for some reason, IAWO is here and they will like to fight it out. NBeSports, they drop in usually for these vehicles early on, or do they not? Because right now they just have secured two vehicles and have no loot. So it'll be exciting to see if they fight it out against DRS if it comes to that.
Well, let's see. Let's see how the situation looks for them. As of now, NB Esports is literally approaching the opposite direction of where DRS survives as of now, and they are going to be able to escape from this battle. But sooner or later, the circle is going to force these two teams to collide. But in the meanwhile, ASL surviving onto the military base area. I have never seen them go there before. This time they chose to, and they have the whole area to themselves. If they still are not able to make it, I will have zero hopes, expectations, dreams for this team. And nobody can blame me for that. Even if they do, I won't care.
Okay. But let's see if the players of team ASL, or not just ASL for that case, any of these teams decide to rotate early on considering the zone. Now they know the plane path was not according to the team that usually dropped in Novorep or maybe in military base. So both those bridges will be empty for a short period of time. But if we do see some fights, that's something that time will tell.
DRS is trying to early rotate into Novorep and they are followed by stronger Fake Love and NBeSports. Now, considering that DRS will be able to go on to Novorep early on, it's gonna be theirs for the choosing. They can pick and choose which exact compound they want to hold on to, which exact fight they want to participate into, and make sure they have the best of it. But in the meanwhile, what is wrong with ASL? What is wrong with ASL? It's not that hard to camp the military base bridge. You just have to have the right positioning. They have no cover for the players that are already taking the fights and they already lose a player. Now, if this does not infuriate me, I don't know what will.
That's really unfortunate. Although even they are able to eliminate the whole squad of Leo, who are also attempting to do the same. And I mean, my thoughts of early rotating using the bridge are just being crushed by all of these teams. It hasn't been even zone number one has not even closed. And we can see a lot of fights happening around the bridge areas. Even King of Spades want to have a piece of the pie and maybe eliminate the players who are still around that particular area. SCFL on the other hand have lost a player. But Senior comes in with a vehicle run over onto Fizboy and Bekujin just confirms the frag. So a lot of fights happening only in stage number one of this game, Ahana.
Yep. Stalwart Esports not trying to leave the back of ASL just yet, trying to march back in. And I mean, it's gonna be a fair thing. They have read the kill feed, they do know what they're gonna be in for. And that's gonna be one fight that, if rewarded, will be a great position for Solo to hold on to, but they deviate from the path a little bit. In the meanwhile, though, we do see DE Venom trying to seal the fate of Seal Esports. In the meanwhile, a third party attempt coming in from the side of King of Spades, which is so unsuccessful, I cannot give a name to it.
Ooh. Domi though right now for DE Venom has been taken down, and all these fights somehow they're winning it out even when the players of Team King of Spades are right on top of them. And don't know how, but I think King of Spades haven't realized that Rambo is I think Rambo, he's all alone on this bridge area, and now he has also escaped. So all the frags that Venom DE have got, they are essentially for free.
Absolutely, and every free meal is gonna be munched upon. And well, collecting free meals, you might even be able to get yourself a full 5-course chicken dinner. Let's see how this goes for the teams, because as of now, it seems like all of them are here to die, and Venom DE is gonna be able to acquire all those numbers. 8 frags already, it's not even been one single circle closed. This team looks like they're on a roller coaster right now. In the meanwhile, ASL finally getting their footing, finally taking one frag down. But again, having lost a player that early on into the game, I do not have high hopes for this team. Even with all 4 surviving, they hardly do it. So, with 3s, I don't know what's going to happen. I really want them to prove me wrong. And if they don't, I cannot say anything about that. In the meanwhile, though, IAW gonna have a really hard time. They did go to Zarki all the way again, and now they're trying to rotate in. But IHC T2K, both the teams are gonna be in their way, and these teams definitely have good enough caliber to fight off the team that's trying to walk back in. And your favorite, Bad Intentions, is still near the area of Lipovka, trying to fight the blue and walk back into the open, clear zone.
The NBeSports, they were in that early battle where it was only Mondo who was able to get out of the bridge and survive. And now he's just playing for probably position points because there's not much he can do. And this is for the very first time, I'd say. This southern zone has attracted so many teams around the bridge area. Because earlier, when we used to have 4MV and Stalwart dropping there, the zone was there. All these teams, they never went for the bridge rotation. They was always through water. But this time around, we've been seeing a difference in terms of the player positioning. Now, Jiro, he knows that there's a player in the grass, but IC is still able to manage that first knock. And now IC just needs to survive. which he probably might not be able to do considering the players of Team Mabetex are coming in from behind, but the cover is right on time. Action gets that counter knock and has left the players of Team Mabetex scratching their head. So just thinking what just happened to them. How are they eliminated now?
Exactly, there's only 2 players surviving
But
from
the
the side of
zone,
Mabetex, and none of them are in the position to actually go ahead and acquire this. The zone has,
played
however,
a game.
shifted towards the northern side. Every single rotation is to waste. Oh, goodness, these teams are gonna be so mad right now onto the PUBG gods. Goodness,
they
beautiful.
they have to be pissed. At the same, they just have to be pissed about it. Because most of them just got eliminated while trying to rotate through the bridge to military base. And the zone says, nope, come back out, come back on the main island because that's where I am. That's where the zone has to be. And now again, we'll see a lot of bridge camp and bridge fights happening. This is crazy.
Someone do it right though.
I mean, Stalwart Esports though right now, 4 frags with their name, just hoping to maybe rotate away from this particular spot. We'll have to see. I mean, how do they get back to the main island? That's the biggest question.
From the single in zone bridge, that is going to be no rep, and that's not going to be easy considering it's being camped. But I'm not going to put my money on that just yet because everyone has camped it wrong this season. Hopefully someone will do it right. I mean, if you remember the last season when we were doing it
Mm-hmm.
for PMPL PK, I8 in that region, AgonX I8 had a great way of holding the bridge camp, and they were doing it right. They had one player onto the bridge itself, one player near the bridge, and 2 players watching out for those 2 players onto the longer range fights. That's how I expect it to be done in this region as well, so that you can at least have cover for the players who are fighting on the front foot. But I'm not seeing that happen just yet by any of the teams that are camping the bridge in SA region. So we'll see
The,
how this turns out.
the problem is that Ivan excited, they usually went to military base, right?
Yeah,
If I'm correct. But
yeah.
then there was no team who regularly went to no rep. That's what I remember. I mean, I don't clearly
There was,
remember.
there was.
Okay, so there was. But still, that bridge camp yielded so much value because their opponents probably did not know how to cross the bridge. Right now, what I see, all these teams are very frugal in terms of the protocol they follow. So
True.
they just don't barge into the bridge. They just stop at the bridge, stop at that exit point, scope it out. If there's a vehicle, they do their due diligence. And plus, even now the side bars also coming on the bridge. You know, there's a different area
Yeah.
on the bridge that has entirely been thrown in after the updates. So all these things have helped the players who want to cross the bridge to use the bridge to their advantage and not the players camping it out. So that also maybe makes a little bit harder for the other teams to camp it out. The only team in this region that I've seen not essentially camp out the bridge but have a good angle were the players of Venom DE, who are now being picked upon by the players of Team IAW.
Well, let's figure how Venom DE is gonna survive this, because there's still a couple of players going all the way from north of Pochinki into the circle for Venom DE, and they might have an opportunity to actually find themselves a spot in the north of Farm inside the circle. But as of now, Mabetex Esports taking a fight with ASL, not the best one. And when it comes to predictions, I think this time I'm gonna go with IHC, my friend.
Oh, okay. You go with IHC. If you could see the alive kill feed, I'd go with Team Raw Official because I think they're in the center of the zone, and if they have all 4 players surviving, that could be a good prediction to make. But I don't think so. We have that right now. But I'd still go with Raw Official. I'd say Raw Official really have a good chance at winning this one out.
Alrighty, raw officials it is for your side. In the meanwhile, T2K, however, taking damage, exchanging damage with bad intentions. One team that has had a bad run altogether against another team that did not have as shiny a armor either. But well, these two teams are definitely going to make sure that one of them survives and one of them makes it back into the lobby. In the meanwhile, though, DRS gonna have a harder time trying to relocate themselves through the bridge area. The rest of the teams have chosen to go through the water. But Mabetex Esports still fighting the blue alongside DRS, while SKYLIGHTZ Gaming makes the best of that situation.
Hmm. T2K though, they've lost a couple of players in the process and now seem to be in a very difficult spot. Drake also spotted down, being sprayed upon. Jane gets taken down by a player of team DEADYES CMF. Another one of those games which T2K would like to forget. Because yeah, I mean you'll be able to survive with the two remaining players. For how long is the biggest question?
And the answer is not long enough. Not long enough to actually put yourself in a very good position because, to be honest, 14 teams surviving with 41 players, it's a good number. And DRS marches right in onto SKYLIGHTZ Gaming, and that's something I wasn't expecting but is fruitful.
Somehow Gyante is able to still get out of the vehicle and get that knock. Mr. Boro is coming in to maybe provide some sort of support. Let's see if he's able to do so or not. Switching the weapon, the DPS does not do the job, and that is another free frag. Gyante, can he do it all? No, he cannot. He just gets run over. And rules, because he was so far away, he will not be able to provide any sort of support to Gyante in this battle. Azura just gets that final frag confirmation, and DRS are also left with just one player standing.
See, even though DRS managed to fight this battle and SKYLIGHTZ Gaming was taking a lot of damage, it's not going to be a beneficial one for either team. Both of them has lost the chance of having a hearty dinner for themselves because as of now, even with this survival, SKYLIGHTZ Gaming is going to be surviving with only 2, and Mabetex Esports has their eyes set on the area to go ahead and make sure that Stronger FAKELOVE and SKYLIGHTZ Gaming both have a hard time trying to move forward into the game, even though they themselves are not having a strong grounding either. Oh no, into the water. You gonna spot the
Yeah, he's
Stronger
spotting for his
FAKELOVE player?
teammate. Yeah, Dubu, as soon as he comes out on ground, Desert will know about it because Wally will give that information. But Dubu has somehow has been able to manage cutting off that particular angle off. So even though Dubu is now offered a 1v1, I'd say this fight is still favored for Mabetex.
Absolutely, because Wally has also started to climb back up and he knows exactly where Dobu went from. So it's going to be a sandwich situation that Dobu finds himself in. And well, with that supported frag coming in, Desert will be able to seal this off in the favor of Mabetex Esports. With 4 frags to the name and 2-player loss, considering the kind of run the team is having, it's not a bad thing. But yeah, overall, it's not going to be a great thing either. So Mabetex on a very iffy position themselves. But taking a look at the circle once again, Fritz, it seems like right in the center of Farm and Milta is where the center of the circle is going to survive. And in that position, your pick, Raw Officials, still manages to be with all 4 players surviving, one being on slightly lower HP, but soon in the position to recover.
Yeah, I'm surprised too. I thought that there were only 2 players surviving, but somehow I see 4. I'm sort of relieved a little bit. But let's see, man. There's this farmhouse that they're holding. This usually gets bombarded very very quickly by the opponent teams. So how do you deal with that? Is my biggest question. You have 2 players here, 2 players in a different compound, or maybe a different farmhouse. But holding these areas is not easy at all. Yeah, the only good thing is because you're in sort of a dip area where there are a lot of buildings around you. So for a team to push exactly onto you is not going to be easy, considering there'll be a lot of third parties too. So maybe small little things playing out in your favor, but I still wouldn't, put much faith, at least in the warehouse that they are in. If they choose to go in a different squad house that was right in front of them, I could have been a little bit more comfortable with that. Yeah, that not being the case, for now, Raw Official, they are in a good spot. Let's see for how long though.
Exactly. The circle favoring them is going to be very essential to their victory because if the circle definitely goes to a wayward side and Raw Officials has to get out of the apartments, it's not going to be easy. However, in the meanwhile, IHC finds themselves inside the circle, marching in towards farm area, will be able to find King of Spades and their pioneer, Godless, is going to be able to relay the information to the team. He is falling back slightly just to make sure that the team is all together clustered up before the fight is initiated. And with Zayol coming all the way, it seems like there is a fight that they are interested in making a play for towards farm area with King of Spades, finally marching back in towards them. In the meanwhile, take a look at SKYLIGHTZ Gaming all the way to the edge of the circle, still trying to fight the blue. While Stalwart Esports has a couple of players trying to go from Milta and a couple of players who are already up north trying to enter from the eastern side. Now the circle has again favored raw officials, and that's a great situation. But if in the next circle they are left out, they are gonna be literally sent back out into the lobby.
Yeah, raw officials. Let's see. I mean, for now they do have a compound. But for how long is the biggest question? For how long do they stay in this spot? Because the zone has gone all the way north, and now suddenly they're on the edge of it. So earlier, their strong position has now been converted into sort of an insurance policy, which gives them what, 1 minute 30 more seconds to think about where do they want to go in the next zone. And considering it's a farm area, and the next zone literally has no compounds except for the ones that are already occupied, this is going to be a tough circle for all of these teams, especially who are rotating from outside the circle.
Absolutely. IHC alongside Stalwart Esports, Mabetex Esports, and SKYLIGHTZ Gaming all are gonna have a very hard time trying to find a position inside the circle. But I do feel like DE Venom is gonna have a long time before another fight initiates towards them, and they can use that time to actually increase their survival points and get more placement points to the table. And talking about the number of frags, they're already ruling the board with that. They have 8 frags to the name. So they're definitely going to find themselves in a very favorable situation, even though the numbers on their players it has been shortened by 25%. They only have 3 players surviving from their side. They will be confident enough that these 3 players are going to be surviving for a long enough time.
Oh, let's see those skylights right now. They want to take this fight against the players of Team Raw officials, and Sky has a very cheeky angle through which he can toss some util too. Now, let's see if SKYLIGHTZ Gaming is ready for this or not. A good nade onto Azura, and it tags him down to 1 HP, but it does not entirely take him out. So that's one good thing. The follow-up nade won't be able to take him down. Now, no fear. He is also tossing the nade inside this particular sort of a shack that there is. But Raw, for now, they survive.
Well, survival is something that Raw really has to bet on, and in the meanwhile, we do see IHC taking damage as well. 2 of the players have been lost, 2 of the players still survive into the fight. Revival is going to be essential considering IHC has not really participated in a lot of fights. It's going to give them enough time to go ahead and actually secure the revival. But is the circle going to be merciful is the question. King of Spades in the meanwhile has been shortened down to one single fighting player sustaining on the team. And with the revival, they are going to be converted to 2. Will IHC win the fight is going to be one big question, because if they don't, they are going to be in a much tragic situation than what they expected this to be. With one player completely lost, they do find themselves in a pickle. But in the meanwhile, Mabetex Esports covering inside the smoke, not really a very solid situation, but still survival capable for the side of Mabetex Esports. While Raw officials still has 3 players all on board, but still is the center of attraction.
Yeah, now look at this. King of Space, they've been eliminated out of the game. Although Raw officials have been able to take down the players of Team Aptex Esports, but still with the 3 players standing and the zone far away from them, this is looking like a difficult spot that they are in. Now let's see how do they go about this. I do see a team all the way up north who has been able to put in a good rotation, IEWO, and even Stalwarts, but then they'll have to fight. I think Stalwart will have a battle with the players of D, Venom, and maybe Mondo goes in for a third party. We'll have to see all these things. But hey, let's see if one of them is able to come out on top.
Well, we'll definitely find that out soon enough. And if you talk about the southern area, there's 2 teams surviving, IHC and Raw officials, both with 3 players each, and both will have a good enough equal chance to fight their battle if Stalwart loses a player. And look at that. A knock comes in from the side of Raw officials onto Action Eye, making it a 3 player squad for the side of Stalwart as well. Now the maximum number on board is 3, so there's no man advantage that rolls into favor of any team. There's only disadvantage that goes with NBeSports, from where only Mondo is surviving, but he's super sneaky with his and sealed for a while.
Now, I have found that frag funny because even Raw official, D, Venom, all of them were trying to frag that player out, ST action. The knock came in, but after that, the kill got confirmed by Mondo with an aid from NBeSports. So, found it a little bit funny. But yeah, I'm getting some information regarding the players of Team Stalwart Esports. So basically, what did they do? They went back to Military Base Island, then went to Novo Repnoid, took a boat, came to Milta, found some vehicles, and are now here. So that's a great way to get yourselves inside the zone. But now let's see if they are ready for this battle. Nirzad already falls. As soon as he tries to enter that compound, he just fell down. Now with the DBS entering into the compound is not going to be easy because Rambo and the other players will just fall upon you and be able to eliminate you guys. So Stalwart Esports a little bit too over ambitious will cost them their lives.
Well, 5 teams survive now onto our charts. Raw officials IHC, I8WO, NBeSports, and DE Venom. These 5 teams, out of which one is literally a solo player from the side of NBeSports, will have a great chance to survive because no fights are going to be taking place near Mondo. But that's only survival that he can count on. Cannot really go ahead and acquire, finish points, and definitely not look for chicken dinner. But yeah, IHC demo with that vehicle is trying to scope out quite a lot of region, but it in the process is making enough noise to attract attention. And now it's pretty obvious for IAWO and Raw officials where IHC is. If you talk about DE Venom, they are way far off. They do not have to worry about fights just yet. Until IAWO just decides to go ahead into that fight.
Now it's all about this fight between IHC and Raw officials. It's all about who connects the first nade. One nade, one good nade, if it takes a player down, that's what either of these teams need. Although it won't be that easy. Meanwhile, NBeSports' Mondo falls off because of the play zone. And even IHC is rotating back to their watchtower that they have over here. But now have to make a move. Suddenly, the zone goes in the favor of Team IAW. And they seem to be a team to be worried about.
Yup, right now it seems like IHC is gonna have a lot to tackle before they are able to make their way back into the circle. They have to make sure that they are not in the crosshairs of IHWO. They have to make sure that they are not being shot down by Raw officials. And they have to make sure that they are right in time to avoid the blue zone as well. With all these 3 worries lingering on your head, it is gonna be pretty difficult. And with the shots being fired from the side of IHC, they have definitely attracted attention from both the sides, from DE Venom and from IHWO. In the meanwhile, though, a couple of players have rotated and attracted DE Venom. However, that is going to be one fight that can be on a stalemate situation just yet and give enough time for Zeol to go ahead into the circle as well. Now, Raw Officials is the one in the targets. Demod gets a lot of damage, gets taken down, and IHW Octopus making the best of the situation. IH keep losing players left and right. That's the end of the team. On to the 4th position, IHC gets removed from the wall.
IAWOs, they just are using this position to its maximum advantage. And now the remaining players of Raw official, they're just going for a Hail Mary attempt over here. Malik won't be able to do much out of that situation, just is able to get one knock. But now D Venom versus the players of IAWO. IAWO somehow Krita gets a knock over here. And Viper cannot be revived, whereas Rambo would be brought back into the game as soon as possible. So Venom DE, they really are putting a foot forward over here. Krita sprayed upon, shot upon, but survives. Just needs to reset. This will put the players of team IAWO in a little bit of a troublesome situation.
Well, IAWO with the smoke will be able to find a position to actually go ahead for the revival on Viper, but that's not going to be easy because damage is going to keep coming in. Octopus also in the crosshairs. In the meanwhile though, Rambo losing a lot of HP. Riley needs a revival. Rambo needs healing, but that's not going to be rewarded because IAWO will go ahead take both of them down, making it a Krita versus 2, Woofus and Octopus.
I8 really need to not do much. They just need to hold their ground and survive. Both these players have been dropped to very little HP, but Krita is not able to get that knock. There's a smoke in his hand, but 40 seconds is what he has to make his move inside the zone. Both Octopus and Woofus are able to pop the first aid and get that reset, and now are converging in from 2 different angles. How does Krita survive this? That's my question over here. Or does he even do it or not? That's another problem that they'll have to face. Now Woofus' position is low because he just took down Rambo, but Octopus is still a snake in the grass that Krita needs to be wary about. The smokes will isolate this battle against Woofus, but he needs to take it out cleanly because he's out of boosters. So he essentially cannot take this fight overall. Now Octopus is the one that Krita is interested to take down first of all. The nades are being dodged, and that's a good thing. If Krita does not take any damage because of those frag nades, he will have a better chance at just clutching this one out. Tosses a nade. out towards Octopus. Does it connect? No, it does not. It tags out Octopus a little bit, but it does not connect. Now Wofes has been spotted down. He has been shot down to very little HP, but the problem is they still will be able to reset. Follow up nade onto maybe Octopus or Wofes. Who is it? Chooses to throw it on Octopus. Does it connect? He almost did, just a little bit overcooked. But Wofes does not have a first aid. So both these players are just off 2 bullets. And Wofes gets knocked out. Now Krita has that first aid. He pops this in and just forces the fight against Octopus. That's the win condition over here. Octopus does not have any more healings available. The nade being thrown in. The molly to force Krita out in the open. Now Krita needs to do it with his own gun power. Octopus has a flash. This could really turn things out. The flash goes in, but does not blind Krita. In a 1v1, the UMP is out. Jiggle around the corner. He lands a shot. He lands all of his shots and Venom get the chicken.
Beautifully done by Venom, brought down to the last wire in a 1v1 and being able to squeeze this in. Every single thing was in favor of IW, but still, the winner chicken dinner is not gonna fall to their hands because Venom, like the snake they are, will be able to steal this from. Beautifully done. What an exquisite win from the side of Venom DE with 16 eliminations and 26 total points, putting them on 13th overall rank.
Great job, man. What a game. What a game from the side of team Venom DE. Man, Krita deserves all the applause. Put in a 1v2. He, first of all, in 1v2s, it's not that easy as he made it seem to be. You need to be very, very calm. You cannot, hype things up. Just go in for a fight, force a battle in these 1v2s. You need to be disciplined. That's what Krita was. He knew the zone was pushing him. Sometimes you see like, it's just 10 meters inside the zone. Let me get into it first and then I'll figure out the rest. But he just stuck to the tree. Knew that it basically is not in a range that could be naded out. Just stuck to that position. Just 10 meters away from the zone. Waited for one little mistake. As soon as it came in from the player of I8, he just pounced upon the opportunity, man. He just took it with both hands and is essentially able to convert this game into a chicken dinner. What a brilliant way for Venom DE to finish off the day.
Absolutely, the most exciting match of the whole week of this specific second league phase stage. I am pretty interested in how this team goes forward because the way this was done, it was a great presence of mind shown from the side of Krita, as you mentioned earlier, and it is 4 eliminations to his name and the title of MVP nonetheless with 1198 damage. That's a huge number of damage.
That's definitely huge. But what a game that has been played overall by this particular team. They just deserved it. That's what I can say right now. They just deserved how the way that they played was just insane. And if we talk about the top players, more like Venom DE's card being just shown because 3 players, Riley, Rambo, Krita, just in this chart.
Exactly, 15 eliminations shown right up here, and then one more from the 4th player from the side of Venom DE. That's beautiful. I mean, we have seen matches with 30 total points, which ended up with 20 eliminations. But this too is a great number. I mean, I'm happy with 26. I love 16 eliminations. That's great points for a team that did not show their face much towards the first week. There's literally, I guess, 1 chicken that they were able to secure, and today they come in with the second, and it's beautifully done.
And look at that, Rambo although had 7 frags to his name, but the damage was nowhere near Krita. And I'd say it's 1200, but the I'd say 400 to 500 damage was just done on those 2 players of I8W. I cannot count the number of times he was able to bring both the players down to 1 HP but was not able to finish out the job. They just healed back, gave him extra damage. That's what they did. And even has the highest number of assists. So Krita overall a great player. A great job done by the guy to help his team get the chicken dinner too. And let's have a look at how many points the other teams were able to get except for the Venom, because they got 26. We only eliminated. Great job done by them too. 11 elimination points overall. 17 points in the game. That's a good job done. Roy Esports following them with 8. Not a huge in terms of the elimination that they had. Not a huge number of points, but it's okay. 8 points, not that bad. Stalwart following them with 7 and IHC with 7 too. The other teams need to get a little bit better at the game now.
I mean, I wouldn't blame the teams for not having enough eliminations because look at that, 27 are being taken out by 2 teams itself, and the rest is what is
Mhm.
left for the remaining 14 to feast upon. But yeah, still a couple of teams were very supportive. That is King of Spades and Leo Esports didn't take a single elimination point and made sure that once 2 teams are taking that many eliminations, the rest have something to feast upon. Like, come on.
Yeah,
0
well,
eliminations.
that's a little bit unfortunate for DRS, but that has been the story for majority of these tournaments for DRS. They rely a little bit too much. Oh, never mind. Sorry, not DRS. What am I saying? It's NBeSports who got 3 points to their name, but only 1 elimination point. So they'll have to be a little bit more concerned about the positioning points too. Sorry, elimination points too. What am I saying? But yeah, overall, just a decent game. 4 points overall. That wouldn't matter a lot. But let's have a look at the overall ranking for this particular week, and let's see where the teams are positioned out. HVDC out on top. They deserve it. Venom D also a great game this time around, which has pushed them all the way up to that second spot.
Yeah, and look at what is happening to 4MV. Literally on the bottom of the chart, and one more bad game, they're literally gonna be on the second page. This is not what I was expecting from this team. But yes, I'm very happy to see these names come up on top. Rion Illuminate hardly managed the last time to actually be even in the top 12.
Mhm.
This time being in the top 5 makes me very proud of the fact. Same for DEADEYES, guys. And like DRS could not even make it to top 12 the last time. This time they have come in at the 5th position. Great for them. HVDC is someone who's been showing potential for a really long time. Finally, they get rewarded for it by being on the first position. Pretty happy for them as well. Talking about the second page. Bad intentions, nice points, good enough. NBeSports, I don't know where their consistency has gone. JMEX, I'm liking the fact that they've picked up slightly a bit. They were doing very bad the last week, specifically after the first day. Mabetex Esports, I'll give them a couple more days and see if they show up in the last 2 days, because if it is just the last 2 days, it's still not going to be a lot of problem for them, because going into the finals, it's only 3 days. They'll have 2 days to cover up for everything. But yeah, I mean, I'm slightly disappointed by King of Spades. They showed a lot of promise, did not show as much in game. But looking at the overall boards, look at what 4MV has done.
Still on top, 209 points to their name, but the lead is closing in slowly and steadily. So now SKYLIGHTZ 181, followed by Stalwarts as well, 171 to their name. HVDC also making a jump overall, 168. Why not? You had a great day today. They will jump over. They will jump up a little bit in the standings. VO Illuminate 2, 152 points on the 7th spot, which we were not expecting. But yeah, the other page is where I'm interested to see which other teams have improved a little bit. All these teams in 25 matches have played the one bonus game, so they obviously should be here. But the other teams, yes, Venom DE, they still got it. They just now got a chicken, but a long way to go for them.
Exactly. Venom D and Stronger FAKELOVE, both the teams with 3 chickens and still not into the top 12. I want to see more from them, and I'm having great expectations from Venom DE going forward into the second week, but not as much from Stronger FAKELOVE just yet, because they did not show me much today. So that's about that. But yeah, Raw officials, King of Spades, particularly in a position where they have to hold their ground strong enough. Raw officials, for some reason, has been on 11th position for such a long time. I cannot even believe it. And finally, 4MV gets dethroned.
Yeah, 4MB. Not that sort of a domination. They've lost another player, but as you said, it's Sanchir breaks it through. Even No Fear, he jumps out on top with 51 total eliminations to his name. Aero as well in the lobby with 40 overall frags. So these top players, the $1,000 prize pool is enough for them to compete in, and it seems to be a close combat between all these players.
Absolutely, and considering that HVDC has got 2 of their players coming all the way up in top, I feel like this team is going to be showing much more promise, specifically when it comes to
Probably.
elimination points. And I guess that's not bad, because even in 4MV, we are seeing way more focus onto elimination points than chickens. They have 2 chickens, that's good and all, but mostly they have capitalized on the elimination points. Position points are almost equal between them and SKYLIGHTZ Gaming. So that's something that I'm looking forward to seeing, how much HVDC is able to topple the charts. They've already come back all the way into single digit rankings. I feel like they're soon gonna be able to topple Stalwart Esports and get themselves into the 3rd position, because Stalwarts did not have the kind of starting that we were hoping for them.
Yeah, that's true. Stalwart Esports, a little bit a little underwhelming performance on day number 1. Same could be
Yeah.
said for the players of Team 4MB. Not the best
Exactly.
possible performance, but great job done by the other teams. HVDC, Venom, DE, DRS, DEADEYES guys. A little bit better performance than what personally I expected them to show. So happy to see it. Happy to see it. Would love to see how do they continue in the entire tournament. We'll have another game day tomorrow. Wednesday is again going to be a day where we'll
Yes.
have a few games that will be played by all these teams. 4 games for
3
each one of them,
Miramars.
5-1 for us. But yeah, 3 Miramars is something that we are expecting. So the teams playing all the 3 Miramar games, be prepared with this map because this is where you might be able to have some consistency thrown in and maybe some extra points as well.
Exactly. It's going to be a long day for teams playing 3 Miramars because Miramar maps generally last longer than the rest of them. But we'll find out how teams are able to tackle with the situation and go through with it. But yeah, it's going to be an exciting day coming forward.
Yes, that's
I'm
correct.
pretty-
It'll be an exciting day. But yeah, I think that was it for today. Had a lot of fun. These games were definitely very interesting to watch, very interesting to witness. The only thing that I like to see is a little bit more aggression from some of the teams, specifically DRS. Go in, get your man advantage. It is called advantage for a reason. Use it properly because I've seen this team with all 4 players surviving, but still not being able to rack up a number of frags. All these things have to be taken into consideration.
Yeah.
IHC as well, man. This is a team which before the tournament started, I thought personally that would do good. If not in top 5, at least towards the middle table. But I never imagined this team to be on the bottom charts. I mean, it has some of the best possible players. Godless is there in their team. And for a very long period of time, he was in one of the teams which used to dominate this entire region. So I really thought IHC would be doing good. The previous season was also not this bad for them. But till now, they haven't shown up to the occasion. They haven't performed that good.
Exactly. I'm also waiting to see Seal participate in the party because they are not having the best run so far. They have been able to squeeze a chicken or two here and there, but this team definitely shows a lot more promise and I want to see them deliver onto it. However, there is one thing that will be delivered for sure, whether or not these performances, and that's going to be a lot of entertainment tomorrow.
Yes.
But for today, this has been me, Anna Aiden, alongside Fritz, sharing a lot of fun with you guys, and we'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. See you then. Take care.
Make it clap.
PUBG Mobile version 2.7 will be available soon. Let's take a look at all the new content. The long-awaited Dragon Ball Super collaboration is officially here. We'll be bringing you 2 new game modes for this collaboration: Dragon Ball Super themed mode and Battle Royale Dragon Ball Super. Dragon Ball Super themed mode will be available in Erangel, Livik, and Sanhok. In this mode, we've incorporated Dragon Ball elements into the classic Battle Royale gameplay. All players will embark on a journey to find the Dragon Balls to summon Shenron. Collect the Dragon Balls scattered throughout the map. The team that gathers all 7 will be able to summon Shenron at the Shenron altar and make a wish to obtain powerful buffs. Maybe if you're super lucky, you'll get 3 wishes at once. During the journey of collecting the Dragon Balls, players will obtain a type of energy called Ki during the game. Players can use Ki to unleash famous Dragon Ball moves. Players can obtain the Kamehameha by picking it up. It equips to the pistol slot. After charging, it will release a continuous high-damage beam. Fukujutsu is another skill that can be picked up during a match. Players can use this skill to fly freely in the air and make quick tactical maneuvers. The Senzu Bean is a new recovery item that is incredibly effective. The Dragon Radar can display the location of Dragon Balls that haven't already been claimed by other players. It can help you collect the Dragon Balls more quickly. The Air Car can carry up to 3 players. It's easy to put away and has better performance than regular vehicles. Tenkaichi Budokai, Kame House, Korin Tower, Dragon Ball Village. These are some famous landmarks that will appear in the game. Call your friends and explore with them now. The collaboration this time even has a hidden challenge, named Dragon Ball Trial. Win consecutively in the themed mode for a chance to take on the challenge. After accepting the missions, the team has to follow the instructions and gather 7 Dragon Balls. During the process, your team's location will be exposed to other players. All players will be drawn into battle for the Dragon Balls. To win the game, the trial team must successfully secure the Dragon Balls, defend the altar, and then summon Shenron. Are you ready for the challenge? In this standalone mode, named Battle Royale Dragon Ball Super, players can roleplay as iconic Dragon Ball characters, use powerful, unique moves in a brand new anime-style map, and become the ultimate victor. There are 5 Dragon Ball characters in this mode. They are Son Goku, Vegeta, Ultimate Gohan, Piccolo, and Frieza. Select your favorite fighter. Master their skills to suppress your enemies and achieve victory in intense battles. In the new version, the new Ace 32 firearm will be made available on all maps. It uses 7.62mm ammo and has 6 attachment slots. What are you waiting for? Go try it out now. Furthermore, this update also includes a firearm attribute tag display. Newer players can go to their backpack to look at the tags of a firearm they've picked up to quickly grasp its characteristics. The new Cycle 5 Season 13 begins on July 18th. Be sure to stay tuned for the new season rewards. That's a wrap for the main new content of the upcoming version. For more information, be sure to follow our official PUBG Mobile community. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. See you next time.